7. This will be one episode. No, wait, that's September. No, we're a whole month behind.
Oh, never mind.
We're an
Okay,
entire
we
month
should
behind.
do the math for the Halloween episode, though.
Happy back to school.
Happy,
7,
happy back to school.
8, 9, 10.
To all parents, happy back to school. To all children,
This is
we
also-
are so sorry. We do remember your pain.
Guys, this is the end of September. This is also not back to school.
No, it is
The middle of September?
way after.
The end.
College?
This episode's
Oh,
Sure.
didn't Green Day have a song about this particular episode or something around here?
Yeah, sure.
Something
I
about
totally
when
follow
September
with-
ends or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something along those lines. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Pen and Sword, an extremely professional Dungeons & Dragons actual play show. Welcome back. I have an announcement, kind of. As we have just been discussing, this, for everyone watching, this is episode 7 of Campaign 0, right? For us, though, for you, the show's premiere is a distant, roughly 2-month-old memory. For us, it was a week ago. So, like, a bit delayed, but I wanted to sort of take the opportunity to offer a belated thanks to everyone who was there for the premiere and everyone who has stuck around or joined us since. It was more successful than I was honestly expecting it to ever be, especially at the very beginning, and I genuinely can't contain my excitement and elation about it all, so I had to say something, even if it's like 2 months late for those who are meant to hear the thank you, thank you. That's what we get for wanting a backlog, because we're all busy adults with lives that occasionally take precedence, but that's okay. Still, we coordinated our outfits for this occasion. Do not mind what was being said before. I probably cut that out of the episode, so it's cool. We did this on purpose. That said, let's get back to business. Back to where this started, kind of. Where this specific group was formed, kind of. Except Rick, he came a little bit later. Last we were together, you all found yourselves in a tavern called the Healthy Skeleton somewhere in Sigil, the city of Doris. After some back and forth with Camilla Amare, the sorcerer who helped you finish off the devils in Drusar, she left you to finish things up with each other. A little back and forth, the night grew long, and you all decided to get rooms and head for bed, except for Rick, who went for a brief walk of his own first out on the town. A bit of writing and a bit of conversation took your time before rest. Nimra in their notes, Celiana by the fire writing a letter home, and talks between Melancholy and Mal, between Rick and Aquilina, the multiversal healer woman who had brought him out of his petrification when you first arrived, and of course, between Huxley and Agatha, who, after being warned by Huxley that they might have to cease communications for some time, came to visit him in a dream and give him a brief moment to remind him what this is all for. In the morning, Camilla plane shifted everyone back to Drusar, giving you a brief view of the divine gate that envelops Exandria as you flew through it, and landing back in Drusar in the early morning, a quick conversation led to a group decision to immediately teleport again and teleport to return to Westrun to visit Nimra's colleague, Yelika Rosso, who had been confirmed to have worked with the Starpoint Conservatory in the past to get her help in trying to get into the Ascension's Rise, the other university in Drusar that you have a vested interest in visiting, which we had decided would be our next move before moving on from Drusar. Arriving at the Cobalt Reserve in Westrun via Nimra's teleportation circle, you found Yelika's office locked, because turns out time zones, it was still somewhere around 3 to 4 a.m. in Tal'Dorei, so you instead went to Nimra's office. You found a mess of papers, and thanks to Rick, an invisible imp hiding amongst those papers. The imp offered the name of its employer in exchange for becoming Nimra's familiar, specifically stipulating in their contract that he could not leave Nimra's side, aka he could not return to the Hells under any circumstances, to keep himself safe, because he knew he would be in big trouble for this. So he's like, you just gotta keep me around, okay? The deal was made, and the imp revealed the name of the devil who seemed to be the one behind this entire Ruidus-born abduction scheme deep in the 9th layer, a devil named Paimon. Now, we return to the same time, the same place, deep in the Cobalt Reserve in Westrun, early in the morning, with a lot of you standing around a horribly messy office with an imp gripped by the back of the neck. What do you want to do?
Refresh my memory. Nimmer had already signed the contract at this point, right?
I believe
Yeah.
so. Yeah. It all came.
Can you let me go? Please.
Rick's just gonna like hold up a fist. I'm going to need you to just give us a moment.
Okay, all right. Understandable. It's all good. All good with me, man. Oh, this sucks. I'm gonna do this as long as they're holding them. I did it last time. I'm gonna do it this time.
We never got his name, did we?
No, we didn't. He refused the first time.
Do you want my name? Am I special enough? Do you want my name? I can give you my name. I can give you, if we want to get on a first name basis, right?
I mean, you're contractually obligated to give me your name.
Am I? That's not in the name. That's not in the contract.
You're my familiar.
Yeah, but read it. Did I say I give you my name? No. I can give it to you. I don't got no issue with that, That's actually better because, if you have my name, you can shoot me up whenever. So if I accidentally fall back, here.
Good.
Let's just make this. Let's make this. Listen. Let's make this a bit of an informal addendum to the deal. Okay. I give you my name, and if I ever get shooped back to the hells, you gotta immediately call me back before they fucking kill me forever. They will fucking kill me, and I will be dead forever. So if I ever fall back, you need to immediately bring me back, okay? All right. Yes. Yes. No,
Rick's gonna tighten his grip just a little bit on the inside.
Oh, come on, man. What the fuck, dude? Oh, this sucks. What did I do? I'm helping you, ain't I? Come on.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Write this down. It's gonna be pretty hard to remember. My name's Scoot.
Fuck off.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't choose it, all right?
Okay.
I'm sure
how
it
is
sounds
that
better in
spelled?
Infernal.
Yeah. Hey, what do you mean? It sounds perfectly fine and common. What? Scoot's not a cool name up here? Scoot's not like the name of your buddy down the street, hey, Scoot, the guy you get your weed from or whatever, right? Scoot. No? All right, whatever. Fuck this.
It doesn't actually sound better in Infernal.
I'm trying to make him feel better.
Come on, I'm right here. I'm still right here. I understand.
Sorry.
Whatever. Can you let me go, please? I work for your friend now. I'm a part of the team. I'm tired of spinning, please. Let me go.
Oh, you are tired of spinning. How do you feel about shaking?
Yeah.
I'm gonna shake him.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, please don't do that.
I
know that doesn't feel
most
good.
curious to know if infernal beings can get sick. I'm gonna shake him again.
I'm not used
Oh, no, because they won't clean it up.
I'm not used to that. Come on, man. I'm not used to the air up here. There's not enough sulfur. Come on. Can you, hey, boss, can you tell him to let me go, done? Please? Yes. Oh. We've been done. Holy shit.
Rick, feel free to let him go however you please.
No, that's giving him. Come on, that's giving away.
Heave him against a wall.
Oh, fucking just put the thud into the, and then collapses behind the couch, and you see a bunch of papers fly up in the air, and kind of pulls himself up over the top of the couch. Just, I fucking hate you people.
I'm gonna walk over and reach down towards him.
He will poof. He's invisible. he's running.
Scoot.
Yes, and you hear from the other side of the room.
Don't go too far now.
Okay, all right. Don't go acting like hot shit, all right? I'm helping you here, okay? All right, let's just be cool. Tell your fucking buddy with the big hands to keep him to himself, all right? Okay? And he like kind of like you see the papers rustle on your desk and he becomes visible again and he just kind of like wraps his tail around himself and sits down and like picks at his teeth with his fucking big claw. Just all right.
How big is he comparatively?
So he is. How do I describe it? Like he is like imagine the cat that you had on screen earlier. Maybe 1.5 times that size, and then. He looks a little bit bigger when he's flying because of his wingspan. His wingspan makes him look a little bit. But when he's just seated and wrapped up, he looks like a really big cat. House cat, you know. What? Don't look at me like that.
Like what?
Don't look at me like I'm cute because I'm small. I am not cute. I'm a monster.
Okay, monster.
I would eat it. I would eat babies. I would. I'm evil. I'm sinister, man.
You got it, killer.
Don't we technically eat babies just of other species? You're not that different for that, you know. I mean, I'm vegetarian, but...
He kind of turns around. He's not facing anybody now. I fucking hate this shit. Should have killed me.
Nimrus notes. Seems to like grandstanding and aggrandizing himself. Drawing like what parts of the skin bruise the most on him. Oh. Trying to get an idea of like which parts of the skin are soft, which parts of the skin are harder.
Are you like poking him?
Oh, absolutely.
Stop touching me! It does not say you can just touch me in the... Jeez. What's wrong with you people? No sense of personal space.
Do you want the list, actually? Those questions you don't want the answers to.
I don't give a shit. Okay, so like...
you were buddy with somebody who, you know, probably wants us dead. Do you mind sharing what information you might have about what they know?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm buddy. I mean, I'm an imp, man. I don't get to come to the war room, you know. But yeah, this fucking guy, he's, you know, Paimon, he's been working on this shit for I don't know, like 200 years now. They got some, I don't know. I don't get to go inside. The closest I get to the whole thing is they let me into the Bastille, and I get to go in and I get to fucking whip around and fuck with the prisoners. You know, I get to go yeah. You know, that's fun. But I don't get to actually go into the planning room. What do I know actually? They're out collecting a bunch of you people, a bunch of you Exandrians. And they're also looking for something. I don't remember what. They're looking for some. I heard some of the bosses talking about it when we're out, kind of going out and about. That's what the fuck was it called? That's what I was here for. For the scroll astral scrolls, something like that. That's actually what I was here for. I was digging around to see if I could find it. Your fucking office is just a bunch of shit about us, though. Fucking useless. But do you know how long it took me to get through that lock? I was sitting there for like 2 days. Fucking every 5 minutes, some fucking nerd walking by in the hallway. I had to go, you know, and so annoying. He ain't got shit in here. But they're looking for I'll put it in the chat. They're looking for these scrolls because they have some sort of something or other that they need. Some kind of, I don't know if it's information. I don't know if I think they're trying to build something, and maybe this has the plans. I don't know. They don't tell me. I mostly just listen for blackmail purposes. You know?
You plan on blackmailing archdevils?
No, not archdevils. More like my boss, some fucking prick. He's just a barb devil. He's a fucking asshole. Thinks he's hot shit. This is how we get around. This is how we get up. You know, we prove ourselves to the archdevil, or we show up some fucking loser. You know, it's all a game of backstabbing, of trickery, of evil and sinister schemes. You know, that's what I'm good at. He is not good at it. He's lying.
Okay, killer. You obviously are quite
Didn't even need.
Yeah, you know. I'm among the higher rungs of the imps. All right, I'm a pretty big shot imp, really. They just, I should have gotten a promotion by now, but like they were like, "Oh, you're so good. We want you managing the other imps," you know. We don't want you, we don't want the imps to stop trusting you because you're not an imp anymore, so you should stay there. But in spirit, you're really like an ice devil, man. And I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I fuck with that.
Does the Astral Scrolls, does that sound familiar to anybody? Is that a thing that's known about?
You can make history checks. Feel free.
Do that.
Yes.
Not great. 14. 15.
24.
Oh,
Nice.
Ooh.
I got a 12.
Okay. That's so funny. I love when it's the most random person who knows something about something.
I got a 21, but it doesn't beat Mal's 24, so.
Well, I mean, that's still good to know. So,
people know?
in that case, interesting how I would describe this to you.
Right off the page is
Essentially,
fine. Whatever you got written down would be great.
it's so how you heard about it is what's maybe a bit in question, but it's maybe in passing conversation with travelers or people you knew. Mal, maybe people who came to visit your family or people your father may have met with, that kind of thing. This is something that you would have overheard in conversation with scholars, with academic people, right? What you know, the Astral Scrolls are this they're essentially this relic from they were actually recovered relatively recently in the grand scheme of things in Taldore. You don't know where they're kept or anything, but they should be held somewhere. They are the writings of this powerful arcanist from the Age of Arcanum named Clemaine Astural. I'll put his name in here. Clemaine Astural. There are thousands of pages filled with histories, alchemical formulas, star charts, spells created by Clemaine Astural, among other things. But what they are most known for, and what you probably would have overheard in hushed tones, if at all, those are big ass rolls. I got to give it to you. The what's kind of discussed about these scrolls is they're kind of considered dangerous and things people shouldn't really read, because the second half of them starts with a method of contacting an otherworldly entity called the Sightless. And from there, it is basically extrapolated that Clemaine contacted the Sightless, it drove him completely insane, and the rest of his writings are essentially indecipherable nonsense from his madness. Maybe it's discussed that they were recovered to keep them safe, but also there's plenty of academics who want to take a crack at figuring out what the hell's in the second half, but also a lot of people don't want to risk being driven nuts by what's in it either, so they're kind of avoided. But that's with where you're from and where you would have got the information. That's about the gist of what you know.
It sounds familiar. I think I got the wizard drunk once, and he just babbled on about these scrolls.
Absolutely, where you heard that from, yeah.
I definitely got a high-level wizard way too drunk.
Yeah.
I used to hang around a lot as a kid. And, I like to listen. What I wasn't necessarily supposed to be. I've heard of these. They're pretty serious stuff. And I will pass on the presumed contents.
Right.
And what makes you think you would find these scrolls in my office when I don't remember ever coming into contact with them?
Well, I didn't think I'd find him in here. I mean, maybe I would have found him in here. I was looking for their location. Like, we know that somebody picked them up. And we know they're in Taldore somewhere. But we don't know where. We know you Cobalt people collect stuff, so it was a start. I was hoping somebody's fucking office in this fucking big ass place would be like, oh, Astral Scrolls, document room 5, bin B or some shit, and I could find it there.
So, this was not the first office how you say infiltrate?
Well, okay, listen. It did genuinely take me a while to get in here. And once I started here, I was like, well, I don't want to fucking come back. All of them are probably locked just as hard. So this is the first one. This is the first one I've been in. I was supposed to go to others, you see, but I guess infiltration might not be my strong suit. I think I was just having an off day. It happens.
It happens. I believe you.
In all 2 days?
Listen. I got big claws. It's hard to hold the picks.
You know what they say about devils with big claws.
Exactly.
Terrible at infiltration.
Exactly. Oh, I was gonna say huge fucking cock, but that too.
Probably what makes them terrible at infiltration.
No, you're right. It's bumping into shit everywhere. Yeah, that's totally it, man. Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it.
I think we killed Mac.
He's an imp. He's a gross little shit. He's an imp. Leave me alone. Don't look at me like that.
Oh boy.
Back into character. You're
not gonna get it. I'm in the middle of this conversation.
My family watches this show, Ruby.
Hey! I'm not giving it to my family. I didn't tell you guys to give it to yours. Hello, mom and dad, and siblings.
We're gonna have to cut that out.
Listen, you can't complain about that. Melancholy's been teetering on that edge for a while already, so it's too late to be complaining about that.
Teetering.
All right.
True.
Okay, whatever. Listen! Whatever.
The teeter-totter is firmly onto one side and has been since she was introduced. There is no her going up.
She's surprisingly dense for how small she is. Just keeping it down.
I am not dense. Okay.
Right, she's in the room.
I'm evenly balanced. Yeah, hello. Hi. Thank you.
Sorry, Mel.
Yeah,
So,
whatever.
Scoot, they just booted you out of hell since you here and said go find scrolls?
Well, I mean, there was a team. Okay?
So there are
I was
more of
assigned
you.
here. Yeah.
Here.
Not here, no. I kind of convinced them I could handle this place by myself, which is also another reason I didn't want to go back.
Yes.
It took me
Because
2 days
you
to
are
get nothing.
Expert infiltrator.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
super
So that means there will be people wondering where you are.
Eventually, maybe.
Hmm.
It's too late, though. They already signed it. I gotta stick around.
Can I try to grab him?
Where else did these the rest of your team go?
Who was in the team? There was 2 of us. There was 2 other imps. 2 of us are in, fuck you call it, Amman. in there. They're big. They got a big fancy school over there, or whatever. They're there, and they sent. Who else did they send? There's like they sent a couple bearded devils to kind of around town. I don't fucking remember, some other fucking city somewhere. I think they're just kind of poking around. I think those two are in charge of checking like temples. You know, like, hey, you keep any holy relics down here? Let me take a look. You know, I think one of them is in Kaimal. I think the other one is also in Amman, looking around the temples there.
All right, good to know. Thank you very much, Scoot.
Anytime. Happy to be part of the team.
Scoot.
Imra is gonna go over to Seal. I don't think that he was quite leading the teams, was he?
Probably not.
What are you talking about over there? You're looking at me while you say that.
Rick's just gonna impose, like, put himself between Scoot and.
Okay, all right. Point taken. Keep my eyes to myself. Understood.
Forgive me for interrupting you, Seal, if you would like to continue.
Yeah, what's up, Dollface?
Don't call me that.
I try to punch him.
So
Oh, yeah, all right. I thought I was being complimentary. Understood. Not on that level yet. All right, I got it. Don't hit me, please.
This is like training a cat, except the spray bottle is my fist.
you obviously know so much information.
Yeah.
You have been very helpful, obviously.
Thank you.
Have you heard anything about an unmaker?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's that bullshit we were supposed to give you. Oh, shit. Well, I'm working for you now. Who cares? Yeah, it was that bullshit we were supposed to tell you to make you people think that, like, oh, this is a big scary thing going on. Yeah. That was, they came up with that, back when he started this whole thing a couple hundred years ago.
Does that feel real? This is the first contradictory piece of information we've gotten from this guy.
You can make an insight check, though it does align with what Haster told you.
Yes, but
it's contradictory to Anzu, but it's
yeah.
corollary to Haster. Yeah,
It
you
also
can go ahead and make it.
fits, but yes.
also
yeah.
to be,
Yeah.
I mean,
think it makes sense.
it has been made clear, Haster not to be trusted.
Uh-oh. I think we lost AJ. Somebody write down the time, 28:52. Just in case he disconnects.
What?
28. Oop, boop, boop. Oh,
No,
I hear you again.
sure.
You like froze up for a second, but usually when that happens, it totally kicks you out. So I was like, ooh.
Did you get the time?
I did get it just in case. 28:52. Possible. AJ, disconnection. Got it.
It hasn't messed anything else up.
Start again.
Right? We're still good. We're
No,
live.
I think we're
Okay.
good. And yeah, and your thing is still recording, so it should be totally fine. Anyway, go ahead. Try again.
Oh, I don't trust Hastor, so I need confirmation.
Right. Yeah.
elsewhere.
For sure.
18.
Real.
Yeah, he seems to be on the level. Like he very much reads, once he's like signed the contract, he's very much like, I don't give a shit. Like this contract keeps me here, so there's like a tinge of worry underneath, which it's not hard to surmise that, there is still a chance that he gets sent back and then immediately is murdered if they find out what he's doing. And when devils die in the hells, they die permanently. But he seems confident in what he did and in the moment, so he seems to be trustworthy on that statement at least.
Okay, well, Archivist, we came here with a purpose, but it appears your former colleague is not here at the moment. Do we have an anticipated time of arrival?
Well, typically, Yulika would come in sometime around between 8 and 9 a.m. after feeding her children breakfast and making their lunches and sending them off to the reserve for schooling.
So
That gives you roughly about 4 hours, just about.
Second question, little leading, but stay with me here. Would somebody of my stature draw attention if he were to, say, wander around the university at night?
And Nimra is going to look him up and down and really take a moment to think about it. Yes, probably.
Second question, would security try to stop me?
You know the real answer is they would not try, they would succeed.
Almost certainly.
Wonderful. I love a good challenge. Rick's gonna start to head for the door.
I mean, would you like some company? Just so we don't, you know. If you want to be alone, that's fine. I have a badge if you want to wear one for a bit.
Company would be lovely.
You guys seem like a bunch of troublemakers. This rocks. What are we breaking into, huh? I'm a master infiltrator.
Well, where were you headed next?
Wherever boss tells me to go.
Good answer.
You know, if I don't take him with you as well, we can see what the shadows give us.
Ooh, very mysterious. You have been reading poetry. Cool. Yeah, it's a hallway, if memory serves, right? Well,
Yeah, this exits out into a
we'll head
hallway.
out
Yeah.
into the hallway.
Okay. While you three exit out, Nimra, Seal, you're still in Nim's office with Mel and with Scoot. So, what are you two doing?
Unless Seal wants to do something specific, I doubt Nimmer would pass up continuing to poke and prod at Scoot and take notes on his anatomy.
What? You want me here? You want me to just? I'll just do T poses out in front of you. You want me to just fucking lay myself out? There you go. You get drawn, you little weirdo.
Oh, perfect. Can I have you move your arm just slightly up higher on the
Are you
right
fucking
side?
kidding me? It's kind of.
No, it's not high enough. Seal, would you
Oh my
both do
God.
it? And please
Don't be-
help lift his arms up.
I'm not a fucking monkey.
Sure.
Fucking whatever. Just stretch him out. Draw him out.
Stretching him like you know when you pick up a cat by like underneath their arms and their just legs just flop?
Oh,
That's what I like to imagine
Yeah.
is happening right now.
Just like you pick him up and he just the way a cat's hands got arms stretch out forwards. Yeah. All right. So then the rest of you, Rick, as you lead Hux and Mal out into the hall, where are you planning to go?
Yeah, we don't know this place terribly well. Which direction did we come from?
So when you exit right and left, you came from the right. Down maybe 50, 60 feet, another left turns into the kind of atrium where the circle is.
Okay. Wishful thinking, but there doesn't happen to be like signposts or a directory around, right? Arrows that say like lobby this way or dean's office that way.
No, they're like rooms are labeled when you get to
Okay.
them, right? Like if you go back the way you came, you will see a plaque that reads the teleportation atrium. But like offices have people's names on them and stuff, but not like signposts up above that can guide you to them. No.
Okay, cool. Rick will just sort of take a turn down the hallway, heading further down from the direction we came.
Okay.
And not too long after we start walking down, Rick's his pace will slow a little bit. You guys know that I believe Archivist Nimra and Celiana to be valued parts of this team, yes?
Of course.
Yeah, definitely.
And much the same way that I was brought along to ensure that Huxley is protected, which, by the way, you are doing a wonderful job by yourself. Quite good with the whole turning into big scary monster and with the fire under the feet. It is quite impressive.
I mean, it's all a performance, really. All it takes is just a stiff breeze to knock me down, and then I'm back to this.
That is good to know. I should keep an eye on that. Celiana was hired to do the same thing for Nimra, no?
Presumably.
Correct.
Huh. Okay. Rick will turn and continue to walk down the hallway.
No, what are you thinking?
I firmly believe that in order to be successful, in order to find and save Aggie and save Celiana's sister and everybody else who is part of this plan, we are going to need Archivist Nimra. She is, how you say, intelligence agent. Yes, she is one with prominent knowledge of the enemy.
They are.
I am sorry, they are.
A voice from the ether comes
That
into
is-
your mind. Sorry.
Because yes, they are. They were brought to the brink of death multiple times in last encounter. And that is nobody's fault. Celiana is young. She is caught up in, as anybody would be, she is caught up in what is... I guess what I am trying to say is I am worried that... I'm worried that I am ill-positioned in this group. I am worried that perhaps I am keeping my eyes too far focused on you, Huxley, and Agatha, and perhaps my vision needs to be wider.
I think you have a very good point. I mean, honestly, I think all of us could stand to cast a wider net. I'm pretty narrow-minded in what it is I want to do, and I know all of us have our own goals and people that we want to keep safe. It might be high time we start to think a little bit more about each other rather than just our own goals.
Yeah, I think you're right. If we're not all working together and supporting each other through this, we'll get picked off one by one.
That is kind of what I am worried about. So, it sounds like at least the three of us are in agreement. But I need you to understand what that means. If I am going to attempt to be a shield for this party, the whole party, including Melancholy and Scoot, it means, Huxley, that I will not be right on your heels. This is what you brought me here for. This is what you asked me to do. And now it feels like I am defying orders, as it were.
Well, how about this then? If you're not always going to be there to cover my ass, why don't you teach me to do it myself? I've been meaning to I mean, I have this, and he pulls out the fire blossom staff. Kind of doesn't click it open, so it's sharp and pointy. But I'm fiddling with this. I'm trying to figure out how to use it better. I've got kind of a rough idea of how it works, but I mean, if you teach me how to hit a little bit harder, maybe then, you know, you don't have to feel guilty about going off to bash some other creature's face in. I can do some bashing.
Rick, remember, looking out for each other means you're not the only one who's here to protect Huxley and everyone else.
It is sweet that... No.
But what? Haven't I been on the same adventure
Yes, which is
with you the
why
whole
it
time?
is so adorable that you think that this was easy for me. You know me. I was brought here to do a job. And now I am not going to do it. Well, I'm going to do it for more than one person. We have nearly lost people in every single combat encounter. And I am worried that if I spread my focus too wide, we will lose somebody. If I am attempting to... You know what? It's late or early. What am I don't know what I'm saying. Obviously, I have lost my mind. I am old man. This happens, right? Dementia is a thing, no? That is obviously what is happening. I am losing my mind. Let us forget about the whole conversation. And Rick will turn on his heels and walk a little bit faster than he was before down the hallway.
I wait until he's just out of earshot. And I put my hand against Huxley's shoulder to signal him to wait for a second. I'm a little worried about him.
Me too. I've been worried though. Ever since everything with Alexian, I know he's got a lot of feelings about a lot of things, and I just don't feel like it's my place to pry too much, but...
Yeah, he doesn't make it easy to try to help. I don't really think he wants us to, but... So he'll keep an eye out for everybody, and we'll keep an eye out for him.
I don't hear your footprints.
Actually, you notice, as Mal finishes saying this, a black kind of spot almost crawling up their shoulder before two kind of big purple orbs for eyes present themselves, and little wings flutter, and it is probably the biggest fucking moth you've ever seen in your entire life.
He pulls out some parchment.
I'm talking like
bed bag.
Like two open hand sizes, you know, in size. And Mal, you feel the wings flutter against your neck, and it just kind of onto your hand.
I'm gonna just there's some.
No,
I can smash it.
No. Hi.
And it kind of it like turns to look at you, and this big, the big kind of purple glowing eyes sort of like look up at you, and you sort of get kind of instilled with this sense almost of approval, and then it just and then it flies off.
Well, thanks.
a friend of yours?
Yeah, sort of. I think we're on the right track.
Good to know. Aggie did most of the bug squishing in our house, so it's a good thing that you're a fan of that, because I don't think I am.
Yeah, it's all right. Just maybe the moss. You could give a little bit of grace.
We will adapt and overcome. I've done that for the past couple of years, so we shall see.
Thanks, Hux. I give his shoulder a little squeeze. We should probably catch up. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go before the unattended, uncobalt-souled individual finds trouble.
You march off after Rick.
Yep.
And okay, are you done drawing me? Can I put my arms down? Am I done?
Man, I really want to do this. Okay. Nimra motions for a seal to let Scoot down, but instead takes Scoot's head in like their hand. Let me see something.
What? I can just tell you.
And then scratches him behind the ear.
And like he's very clearly resistant to this idea, and he's like he just kind of like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm not a fucking cat. The fuck, man. God. No wonder all the other imps complain about being familiars. This shit sucks.
Nice, that failed.
What? All right, whatever. Sits the curls back up again. As you're both manhandling him. Hey. So, look at us, right? Mel kind of circles around, just kind of stands on the side of the desk, retracting from Scoot's barbed stinger or whatever, almost stinging herself. So I kind of had a thought. I'm sitting over in the corner. I'm ruminating, as I do, and. First of all, Nim, is this okay? Do you trust them to just like wander out into your place of work and potentially go breaking things? That seems concerning. Generally, in my opinion, as a follow-up statement / question, this, I don't know, this seems a bit incohesive. Like, shouldn't you work here? Shouldn't we have gone with them to tell them where to go, what to look for? Like, I know Hux and Mal are part of the Soul, but they're not from here, right? Huxley was working in Oncarel or whatever. You work here. I just, just a little old bard's professional opinion. But usually, you won't, in the story, the party only separates when somebody has to die, because then they're at a weakened state. And somebody goes off, they split up, and now they're not strong enough to fight the bad guy, and somebody freaking dies. And everybody comes back together like, oh, we could have saved them if we worked together. Oh, which is great, because tragedies are the best. But, like, that seems not, like, I don't want to be a part of that tragedy. And objectively speaking, like, Seal, listen, honestly, and she, like, reaches out and, like, grabs your arms, and, like, these are just, that's crazy. But I don't think that accounts for how... I don't think that makes up for the the noodle arms on both of us on this end, right? They have two big muscular people to our one, which I think is bad. Like, magic is great. Magic is all great. I'm sure Nimra could blow this whole place up if they wanted to, but like, I don't like our chances. I think we're the group with the person who dies. And every time I fight with you guys, I either come close to or am fully knocked unconscious. So, my professional opinion, you stop drawing him, we fucking go follow them and make sure they're not doing anything weird. Because also, I'm gonna be real, fucking, like, Rick worships a fucking bad guy, okay? He worships a fucking evil bad guy, and I don't think you should leave him alone where in potentially the room with the thing other bad guys are looking for, because what if his bad guy makes him do something crazy? So, in my professional opinion, based on all the stories I've read, this is a situation, not saying that he will, but if someone was writing this is where Rick would go, and now, I kill you! Ah! And he kills them, and he takes the scrolls, and he absconds with it for his master, and he destroys everything we worked for. Not that I think he will. I think he's, like, one, too old to give a shit about doing any of that, and two, listen, I'm gonna be real. I don't trust him, but I also don't not trust him. I feel like there's a level of, I don't know. I don't think he respects me, to be honest. But I think there's something there. But I worry about the cohesion of our group, and I feel we cannot afford to be separated for long periods of time, especially in a place with fragile objects. So, just my 2 cents. But and she kind of looks over and just kind of like, your biceps again, and that's crazy. And it's just anyway, and. Yeah, just putting that out there, and Scoot just kind of, just kind of got a point. Yeah. That's what I would do. If I was like, I would. Anyway, sorry, nobody asked me.
Still just shrugs. Like, I go where Nimmer goes, so if they want to leave or stay here, that's fine.
Good little soldier. All right, cool.
Shut up.
So,
Love that.
What the fuck? Sorry. Mac, you were also like super quiet there for a second. Just
Yeah,
warning
that's
you.
fine.
Okay. Just making sure. Yeah. You just what?
Is that any better?
Yeah, you're good. Okay.
I have no reason to believe that, well, Rick does often cause chaos any place that he goes. Typically, it's not against our interest. And he does have Huxley and Mal with him.
I mean, almost wrong person for a second. I mean, you know him better, but I'm just, even personally, even just, what? No, it's fine. You do whatever you want. What am I here for? I'm just here to look pretty, which I do effortlessly. So,
Seal,
no problem.
You share the same sentiments?
And she kind of like turns and is like, looking at you like expectantly, like, please back me up.
I trust Huxley. I don't know much about Rick's bad guy worshipping that you mentioned. I don't see why we shouldn't trust them, but I do agree that more numbers is always safer. So
they got their guys lurking around here. What if that little fucker's lying? I'm not lying. Why would I lie? So.
Or Scoot, you just don't know everything.
Ooh.
I am imp commander. Okay, I know where my imps are. At least I know where my cadre is. Okay, what do you know? What do you know, kid, about how this works? You don't know nothing about nothing. Don't talk to me. Whatever.
Celiana, remember, while you may be guarding me, we are partners in this. Your opinion is just as valuable and should always be considered.
That's cute. Sorry. He just kind of goes invisible.
Do you wish for us to leave? I was planning on just staying in my office and letting Rick cool off. I presume something about this conversation might have stirred him up. It's happened a few times. I could be misreading the situation.
I do love adventure. I do love sneaking around. But I would not do so without you, so...
Then so be it. I have no strong feelings towards one way or the other. I'll follow you.
Are we sneaking around? Are we doing adventure?
I don't believe we need to do much sneaking with me here, but if you want to, feel free to do so.
It would be pretty cool. It could be like, ooh, you know, we could be like a team. We could tag team this bitch. You know, we can come up with code names, right? Like I can be like you can be like, I don't.
Nimbra's going to put a hand on the top of Melancholy's head, which is probably like what? Like
she's
collarbone?
5'5", so
yeah. A whole foot shorter than Nimra.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say
Nimra's
anything inappropriate.
Nimra is going to gently pat her head. If you want to sneak, feel free to lead the way.
Fuck yeah, dude. All right. Check this shit out. And she Pink Panther toes over to the door and just goes doop 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 meow and opens it doop 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 and starts dooning to herself on the way out the door. No, come on. And she jumps out to the side and just immediately presses up against the wall. Now watch this. And just completely obviously in the empty hallway, just down the wall or whatever.
I'll follow behind in just a moment. Let me just grab something real quick from my desk. And Nimra is going to walk over to their desk and pull out a page of what looks like previously was in a grimoire. And is going to gently tuck it away inside of their grimoire.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if he destroyed my locks.
And now, the rest of you, as Mal and Huxley catch back up to you, Rick, as you meander down these hallways. What is it that you're trying to find? Where are you trying to go?
Rick's not trying to find or go anywhere. Rick is taking a stroll.
Okay.
Huxley is supervising Rick.
Okay. So then, I guess
get a layout of he's just walking. He's just trying to figure out what an institution of learning, how it's set up.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay, yeah. In that time, you could have gone wandering around. Most of this back space, especially near the atrium, is offices. This is where you find a lot of the archivist's offices. You will at some point pass by an office labeled that it's for the High Curator of the Reserve, and other familiar titles you might have seen in passing at the Temple of the Mentor while you were at Ank'Harel. And as you kind of go around from there, it's then there's kind of storage units also. This is all on the first floor. There are staircases in the back that go up to upper areas. Though in this amount of time, I see you've only really circumnavigated a section of this first floor. Out from the offices, you can find the kind of main, where you would have ended up by this point is the kind of main library of the reserve, right? It is this massive, sprawling open room with I want to say 100-foot high ceiling that is domed at the top and has Like it's kind of like they're it's clearly glass, and at night it is open, and you can see the stars, and you can see Katha overhead and Rudis overhead, and the shelves in this place go nearly to the top of that, right? Like the dome comes down to about the 80-foot mark, and that's about where the shelves stop. They are enormous. There are several ladders on each shelf to use to access them. And there are smaller shelving units as well. A lot of this is just books. A lot of this is scrolls. A lot of this kind of a smattering of different texts and stuff like that. And what I will say is, as you were about to enter this space, you will notice kind of patrolling the library, several people, like maybe 4 in cobalt robes, but more similar to Nimra's, that have sort of armor pieces over top and layered in. And they're clearly 2 of them kind of come across like Nimra. They kind of have a tome at the hip and like pouches on the other, but they're a little armored. The others are, while those people, they're robes, so it's kind of hard to get a sense of their figure. The other 2 are clearly, their clothes is tight, form-fitting, they're lithe, and they're extremely muscular. And from what little you know of the reserve, 2 of these are probably wizards, 2 of these are probably monks, and they are just kind of on like a loop of the place. The 2 like wizard types kind of will occasionally just kind of stop and peruse through some books and put them back, but the monks are kind of on a swivel, and often while the 2 wizard types are moving, the monks are stationary watching, and they just kind of
And they
like that.
do they
around
seem
the
to be in
place.
pairs, like wizard monk, and then wizard monk?
No, they're operating independently.
Oh.
Though the monks kind of seem more synchronized in their movements, in that like they from just an immediate watching them for a minute or 2, you can see the monks kind of seem to be taking opposite positions on the place.
Okay.
In a more fixed pattern. The wizards are just kind of like
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
wherever.
Yeah. Rick, as a soldier himself, Rick recognizes kind of what's occurring. Okay. Cool. But they don't seem to be blocking the door.
So there's several entrances into this. Where you came back around, you're in one of, so kind of essentially there's like one main back entrance, one main front entrance, and with the size of this place, okay, we're good. I'm sorry. I fucking broke everything. We're okay though. We didn't lose anything because we all noticed immediately. So no harm, no foul. What the hell was I talking about?
You were describing entrances to the library.
Right. Yes. Okay. As I was saying, there's like a much bigger open entryway in the back. The front entryway is a pair of large double doors, and there are 3 open archway entryways on each side of this. You are in what is essentially the back right entrance. Like you looped from Nimra's office, past the center, around the offices, came and found your way into this library from here.
Okay. Rick will not conspicuously. Rick will just kind of roll in to the library and try to get himself underneath the dome. You described it as like an open dome.
Yes, the ceiling goes up 100 feet, and about 20 of those feet are the big dome roof that opens. That is glass. It's closed, but it's like you can see through it to the sky.
Great. Rick will just sort of like walk in, position himself underneath the dome, and look up, to the sky, towards the stars. And did you say both the moons are up right now?
Yes.
Look up and we'll like take a moment, close his eyes, deep breath, and then in Undercommon, to nobody in particular, but just in Undercommon, I'll kind of just mutter under his breath, I'm coming, darling. I just got one more thing to do, but I'm coming. I hope you waited for me. And I'll just stand there and bathe in the light of the moons and until somebody kind of pulls him out of it.
I was going to mention, so Hux and Mal, did you go in with him or did you let him go in on his own?
guess it depends on how quickly we were catching up with him.
I figure you would have caught up with him well before he arrived at the library, so you all got there at the same time.
Okay. I think at least Huxley would follow him into the library. He might not necessarily be watching exactly what Rick does because he's interested in books and stuff. But
right, okay. Yeah. Then in that case, all of you are kind of approached rapidly by the two monks and just kind of, excuse me, who the hell are you? What are you doing here? It's the middle of the night.
I am sorry, I just wanted to see the sky. I will be leaving.
Visiting members of the Soul. Just taking a walk. Sorry to intrude.
The Soul.
There was a time difference when we transported ourselves here and we didn't account for it, so we have a couple hours to kill before our meeting. Apologies.
Where are you stationed normally?
In what's the Marquette? Marquette? No, yeah, Marquette.
Temple of the Mentor on Corel. Yeah.
Huxley knows.
There you go. Yeah, remember. He would know. And they kind of stop and just sort of kind of consider what you said for a minute. Make a persuasion check, Hux.
Okay.
Yes.
So I rolled a 1, for a total of 5.
Okay.
He says the wrong area. He actually did what I just did. He did not say his location properly.
He got flustered.
He got way flustered.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's really weird. We haven't really slept. The travel sort of has us out of sorts. We're from Ankarel.
You see, it's funny. Instead of describing drawing a weapon, they just kind of draw their fists. Like they kind of like close a little bit. Clearly, their hands kind of come up a little bit at their sides. But actually, any one of you three, roll me a D100, please.
All right, I'm feeling brave.
Okay.
Go for it.
55.
Okay.
50 even.
Ooh.
Okay. That's fine.
Take the better result, Ruby.
Luckily, both of you would have succeeded, so it's fine. You hear kind of one of the wizards kind of like step over and sort of interject and just like, hey, relax. And it's just, what? They're fucking, come on. It's fine. Clearly, middle of the night, a little flustered. It's fine. They're telling the truth. Next time, maybe get your story straight. And they just kind of stop a minute. These two, they're the ones from Ankarel that resolved the whole business with Kelmaro and all the like. And they just kind of like stop and they're just like, you say so. That doesn't answer what the hell you're doing here in the middle of the night, though. Why in here? Why? I get it. You came from Ankarel, time difference, but why are you wandering around the reserve in the middle of the night?
As we mentioned, we are just attempting to kill time until we can have our meeting.
Leave them be. It's fine. All right. Very much the thing, and they just kind of like almost like cock their fists, just like, and then just kind of step back and kind of return to their posts. And the one who kind of approached over, just, apologies, things are tense a bit, and doesn't look good on you to show up in the middle of the night, but your reputation precedes you. Just don't go wandering around too far.
Did something happen?
Well, possibly not, but not your concern.
I mean, well, we're part of the soul, and we're in town, and it could be our concern if we're in danger.
Make a persuasion check.
God, stop doing this to me.
Then stop talking. I'm
gonna mute myself. One of these dice has to roll good eventually.
I can't back you up. I'm not part of the soul.
That's better. It's a 12.
Sorry, what'd you get?
A 12.
Okay. And they kind of sort of like look you over a bit and just, there was an unwanted presence detected somewhere on the reserve. We are watching the stores of knowledge here, and we have 2 others walking the premises looking for it. It's a bit of a fiendish presence, though nothing all that powerful, so we're not all that concerned.
Good to know. We will keep an eye out for anything suspicious.
All right, and if you don't mind my asking, I know you're from the Temple of the Mentor, though you don't have any sort of station here. How did you get here exactly? Did somebody bring you here? Are you here alone? Is there more of you? Should we tell the others that
we came with Archivist Nimra?
An immediate face of understanding of it. Right, figured. They're not the ones who announced their arrival, so okay.
We should have set it up front.
It's not fun sitting in their office for long periods of time.
No, that I can understand.
Sort of on a tangent, and we needed some air. It's the time difference is us all.
Understandable. All right. We'll make a note. And you see they kind of turn and start to go and sort of prepare a bit of a spell, clearly kind of intended to inform and onward. And, sorry, is Nimra in their office at the moment? Did you leave them there?
Yes, they're with a couple of our other colleagues. I think they're in the middle of something, so...
Okay, understood. And now, the rest of you, as Melancholy starts down the hallway, and you 2 follow behind. How are you following her? What are you doing?
This feels like a safe location, so I will not worry about flanking.
So you gotta sneak. You gotta get down low. You gotta get up against the wall. Blend with the shadows. You know, you're like that's like your whole deal, right? You're like a shadow elf or something. You can be like, whoa, disappear into the darkness.
I will. When she says that, I'll use a blessing of the Raven Queen, or the Matron of the Ravens, I suppose.
Okay.
And just appear. I'll just do like 20 feet ahead.
Just
appear in the shadows over there.
Whoa! Holy shit! Have you always been able to do that?
It took some practice, but yes, it's just part of my thing, I guess.
That's so fucking cool. All right, sick. Still singing to herself the whole way. And as you go on and walk forward, you kind of turn, and she doesn't know really where she's going. She's just kind of walking, so she will just kind of lead you in, actually, she will kind of lead you around, and sort of eventually kind of come more or less to a similar position as the others, sort of meandering her way to the large library, and just kind of like, guys, found the library. This is where the good stuff probably is. Still no sign of the... Oh, never mind. I see them. They're right there. They're standing in the middle of the... Okay, I found them.
Rick just turns and makes immediate, because there's no way he doesn't hear this, makes immediate eye contact with Mel.
I don't think he's seen me yet. Stand. Everybody stand perfectly still.
Like a teacher, just... Come
I
on.
want it to be known that Nimra has not snuck this entire time. They are just
Yeah.
walking normal.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So, to be fair,
Rick
Rick probably hears Nimra, turns around, sees melancholy.
Rick points at her and like motions her over, and she goes, "Nimra, he saw you because you're not sneaking. Go. He thinks you're the only one here. Go."
Facepalm.
Now, Seal, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna right behind him and be like, gotcha. And then he's gonna learn the error of his ways. And then I'll run up on him and I'll grab him before he commits evil.
You think you could sneak up on Rick?
I know I can sneak up on Rick if we do it together. Watch. Nimra, are you moving at all? Do you?
They are walking forward. They do not want to be a part of this.
Okay. Can you do that again? The whole thing?
I could. I can only do it a couple times a day. It's pretty taxing, but...
Okay. We don't want to waste that. Okay, all right. Here's what we're going to do. Watch this. And she, like, reaches back into her bag, kind of clinking and clattering and stuff. Fuck shit.
Rick is
And
not
pulls out...
looking at melancholy.
I'm moving so slow.
Mel, I think he can see.
No. You don't understand. I'm moving so slow that I become imperceptible to the senses. And she brings around, she pulls out a small skull and just, okay, watch this. And summons a mage hand, which is tethered to her, and because it's not an invisible one, and floats the skull up and makes it go and fly in this direction.
She does this from behind Rick. I am going to cast Pass Without a Trace.
Yes! Now, the funny thing is, that means that hides you guys. What's the range on Pass Without a Trace? Because you have to be close to the person's cast.
30 feet.
Yeah, so essentially, now that Nimra's close, Seal and Mel will see Nimra, Rick, and Mal and Huxley sort of almost be they were looking right at them, so they see them, but almost just be enveloped by shadows as this is cast. And like, and they just kind of, and she's like, oh shit. Dude, they might be onto us. They're playing. Hold on. And she just continues with the skull. Like the thumb grips the bottom of the skull and makes it go or whatever, and kind of floats it around. This is working. No, watch. Stick with me. And then she just rolls into the room and just really low to the ground, and it's still and like, no, I am evil. Yeah. Okay. And then starts going around. Rick, what are you doing?
The worst part about this is that Rick can read lips, and the whole conversation's happening in common. So, like, Rick is literally sitting there watching Melancholy have this conversation.
Yep. Seal, what do you do?
She's gonna humor her and still, like, at least get down and walk sneakily, but she's not gonna do the whole roll. She's not gonna do all of that. She's just gonna, like, get up to her ear and be like, I'm pretty sure they see you.
You doubt us. Listen, biceps. We've been doing this for years. We've been embedded. I know you doubt your own skills. And she kind of stops and turns around. But I don't. I believe in you as an agent. We've been in this for too long. We're too close to the case. We have to fucking... I lost track of the genre I was in. Just trust me, okay? I got this. And then she will just kind of, and like huck the skull in Rick's direction, and it will just tumble through the air, and she just will roll behind a table where you can clearly see her. And the entire time, both of the monks and the wizards are just like, what the fuck is going on? And the skull just into Rick's chest and hits the floor, and just...
I'm just gonna wave at the monks and the wizard, like whoever the guards that are watching, just like.
One of the wizards goes back, and then she's like, "Now watch," and you will hear in your head, "Now, I'm gonna go around. You flank Rick from the front. We got this. Pincer move. You can reply to this message." And then she just rolls to the next table and to the next table. Rick, you see her the entire time.
It's not clear what we're doing. Are we still
All
just
the way
sneaking
around.
up on them?
Eventually, she falls within the pass without a trace and just is enveloped in shadow. But you're still well aware of where she is. Rick, have you turned around to follow her, or are you letting her act like she's behind you?
Rick is like tracking Melancholy while also just like motioning for Celiana to come over. Like,
okay, yeah. The entire time, she like, once she gets close enough to the others, you'll just hear her go, "Fuck, he's still looking in this direction. He doesn't see me yet. Maybe I can." Shit, fuck. Damn it, stop fucking looking around. Just look in one direction, you fucking... She's just rolling around you all the way until she just eventually, like, kind of somewhere close to Mal. "No, fuck this shit." And she just kind of like, ooh, up to you and just like, and just like on your chest, just... See, that would have been a knife and it would have killed you because he didn't see me coming. You need to pay more attention.
You're right. I should pay more... I can't do this. He's gonna look at the monks and the wizard. "Is there a door outside? I need a smoke."
They point to the front one that is an actual closed door. Out that way, straight to the end, you'll find the main doors.
Thank you.
And she just kind of like...
on his way out, just pull out a cigar, not light it, but pull out a cigar, put it in his mouth, and like head for the front door. You all are going to be okay, yes?
Wait. What are we smoking? Can I come?
Come on.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'll be right back. And she follows after you.
What just happened? What did I just witness? What is going on?
You witnessed a fucking professional spy at work, baby. Don't worry. When you get a little taller, maybe you'll see me coming. She keeps going.
What? Is she aware that...
I feel we should not have allowed her to do this.
I mean, yeah, but that's funny.
I'm taller than her.
This is true. Most of us are. Yes.
All of you are.
Yeah. I mean, Scoot isn't.
Except Scoot, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Scoot's not officially part of the... no, never mind. Yeah, definitely part of the party. And, for the record, just moved up one rung on the acceptable list, Rick's acceptable list. He is now above Melancholy. In terms of respect. Because we now know where Scoot is, and Melancholy.
Oh, boy.
We love this. We love this party.
So much.
We do.
So as you, Rick, as you head out, you can very easily enough find your way straight out with the directions given out to the front outside.
Okay.
And as you're going, okay, so like, what do you got? Is it like just a cigar? Is it like do you have more than one? Are we like passing around, puff, pass kind of deal? Or like, what's going on?
Rick's got the cigar in his mouth, and he's like, unfortunately, Melancholy, you smoked my only cigarette. I have nothing for you. I assume you would be able to provide for yourself. The last time I handed you a cigar, it was too much.
I mean, yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's fine. And she like pulls around her bag and she fishes out like a little tin. Oh, I got just a couple, and she like shows you like 4 joints in a little tin. She's like,
they're like different colors rated by strength.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good. And she just kind of pulls out one and closes it, puts it back. Yeah, we're good. We're chilling.
Okay.
And you can make your way outside. And just now, the real question is like, can you light this? I don't have a lighter. I don't trust myself with open flame. That could just go,
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Okay, cool, sweet.
Rickle.
And just.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Okay,
she'll
cool.
just smoke with you outside.
Yeah, we're just chilling.
Chilling.
Just hanging out.
Oldest fucking dude in the world, the most immature woman on the planet, just chilling.
I need
the rest of you
so much.
Yeah, I know, right? It was ridiculous thing. Okay. Inside, the rest of you, what are you doing? Still mostly enveloped in shadow by Mel's Pass Without a Trace for at least like 10 minutes, I believe it lasts. So,
it's concentration, so I drop the.
Okay.
I wish I had an explanation for what just happened. I fear we maybe should have stayed in my office.
You know what? Don't think about that too much. Sometimes you just gotta have a little fun.
Nimra's gonna look to both Celiana and Huxley, and I love that Vidalcan have no hair on their face whatsoever, so I can't even say raising an eyebrow. They're going to raise a brow bone.
Yeah, the brow ridge.
The skin. Yeah,
Yeah.
the skin on their brow ridge. They're just going to. It's great when I have my pointy ass eyebrows, but
Yeah.
just imagine how it looks for Nim. To both Seal and Huxley, like, do you agree?
I mean, when I was a child, I enjoyed life for a bit. So, presumably, if you have a childish soul, you could enjoy things like this.
It's fun.
I don't
she's
necessarily
fun.
agree with what just happened, but
When I was a littling, I was studying. I didn't play like others. No matter.
Not at all?
No. I started reading when I was around 3 years old.
Whoa.
I mean, to be fair, I like to build things. I've always built things. Just maybe not play and pretend with everyone else, but everybody enjoys life differently, and Melancholy enjoys life by making us all very confused.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys now how you spend the next couple hours, because I'm tired of you all ragging on my girl like this. So I'm just gonna.
We spend the
I do
next
it-
couple of hours ragging on your girl.
It's true. Yeah, that makes sense. That's fair.
I spend at
I do it
least
to
the
myself.
next hour smoking with your girl.
That's right. Yeah, we're, I imagine like maybe like 20 minutes in, she's like sitting down and just like, dude, did you see me that whole time? Like, really?
Yes. Mel, I saw you the whole... Up until you put your hands on my chest, which, by the way, quite nice. You have a nice temperature about them.
Yeah.
I would not be opposed to you doing that again.
Mental note. Understood.
Just make sure I see you coming.
Yeah, I got their... Yeah, they're warm because fiendish
Tiefling?
bloodline. Yeah. And like I moisturize a lot, because it's like, in the biz, when you're doing what you do, the first thing people do is they go, "Wow, you have such soft hands," and I'm like, "Exactly." And you don't even see me stealing your fucking shit, bitch.
Nice.
Money for me, and I'm not gonna, it's fine, it's cool. I don't know where I'm going with this. Listen,
I
at
don't
some
blame you,
point,
but
at some point, I understand picking up what you're putting down, but at some point, I am going to sneak up on you, and you're going to be like, wow, melancholy, that was so impressive. Good job, you have bested me once. Respect earned, and we'll be like on like a level playing field, and it'll be like, we'll have bonded.
How you think I sound?
Yes.
Okay.
And for what it's worth, in canon, she has the actor feat. She mimicked your voice exactly.
Right.
It's identical.
But Rick doesn't hear that. Right?
Of course.
Rick doesn't
He's
hear
just like,
how he sounds.
the fuck? Yeah. So he's still like, for everyone else, whenever you hear her mimic his voice, she does it perfectly. But he's just like, what the fuck? That doesn't sound right. It sounds off.
Rick is old and probably not partially deaf. He's actually got pretty good hearing. Maybe tone deaf? I got to think about it. He like definitely, when he hears it, he's like, that's not what I... Okay.
She maintains her confidence, though.
Yeah. Oh, she should. She is...
Now, right. So in like I said, you've got maybe 4 hours, maybe 3.5 at this point, to spend waiting for morning, waiting for the others to start to arrive. Give me a sense. What do you guys want to do in that time? Rick, you're out. Do you stay outside? I guess I should ask first.
No,
do you stay outside the whole time, or do you come back in?
Okay.
You come back in. I didn't say you had to smoke the whole time, but you do come back in with the others when you're done, though.
What? Okay, so let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Because Rick's cigar probably takes longer than Melancholy's blunt.
Yeah.
What happens after she's done?
So,
because the ball is pretty much in her court. He's like still working his way through this thing.
That's fair. Yeah, she gets most of it down to like a roach, and then just kind of stubs it and puts it back in the tin for later. And it's back in her bag, and just like kind of stays where she's seated, and just now what? I feel like I'm not.
Let me ask you this, since what is with the skull thing? I get the sense you were angling at something, but I'm unclear as to what it was.
I forgot to pick up my skull.
Oh, I got it. He reaches into his bag and pulls it out.
Sweet, thank you. She'll mage hand it into her own bag. It's just that, like, you mean like where it came from, or like what was I doing with it?
Yeah, what exactly? I assume you got it off some sort of lever, but that is...
I like that. Yeah, let's go with that.
Probably, the way you talk, I imagine you woke up one morning and whoever you had the night before was just a husk of a person, and you just...
Oh, no, I don't like that. No, I don't like that one. No. Let's say he scorned me, and I went and I tracked him down and I fucking killed him. I took his fucking skull, and I was like, that's what you get for standing me up before I can stand you up, bitch. And then I kept it, that kind of thing. Something like that. That's more dramatic.
Don't tell that story to anybody you might want to try to bed. And
obviously,
now Rick slides just a little bit further away from Melancholy.
Obviously, for sure. No, I was doing a whole, there's an evil skull over here, look at it, oh my god, evil skull. And then I sneak around the other side,
Were you like hoping we would attack it, or
I don't know, just like look at it like it's a fucking skull going yeah, like that's like, what the fuck is that? I don't know, I would look at that if I saw that, that would get my attention. Listen, whatever, man, I get it, it's cool, I gotta work on it, I'll work on my routine, it's fine, it's cool. I'm just gonna
I think there's some promise there.
No, you don't, but that's okay. And she just kind of
this is weird.
On her back, and just kind of stares at the stars for a while, and like,
oh, I do like that.
In the time it takes you to finish your cigar, you kind of notice in her kind of expression and sort of just her kind of body language, maybe her demeanor, that as the longer she stays staring at the sky, the more she sort of kind of seems to either relax or like maybe kind of drop the facade a little bit. Like you read it in her face and her kind of expression. If you talk to her at all, she'll respond kind of normally, but you'll read it in her tone of voice and stuff. It's just kind of mellowed out a little bit and sort of clearly somewhere else briefly. When you're done, she kind of pulls herself up and just, all right, big guy, pat on the back. We should probably go inside. Fuck, that was way too much. All right, and she'll make her way inside, whether you join with her or not. But
Yeah,
That's
Rick will stay. Rick will take one more moment outside. Also, sort of just stare up into the vastness that I assume is the night sky. Why do I keep doing this? And he'll head inside, following Melancholy, a couple paces behind.
okay. And yeah, as they head in, they join you about an hour after they stepped out. Now to ask the question in full for the next couple hours. What are y'all doing?
Is
Well-
there any information we think we could find here that we're trying to find at the whatever school thing? Why we're here to get the papers to get in there?
For stuff about with the Rudisborn?
Anything
I mean,
that
we haven't looked.
You want to just spend some time seeing what you can find here? Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna make a group investigation check then.
Yeah.
Nimra, you get advantage on it. You've worked here for a long time. You know where stuff is.
All right. That's a +9. So 27.
Ooh, 14.
15. Gosh.
Okay. Oh, wait. Somebody mark a time. Gwen froze.
What,
We might have lost Gwen.
34:20.
Got it. Just mark that in case just in case it resets her I'll text her in case it takes a minute. It's storming for both of us. We've got a
no.
tropical storm in our area, so I'll text her to
loves
get
the
her
storm.
number. Okay, there she
yep.
goes. All right.
And she left the video call 34:47.
Got it. Oh, hello. I just texted you. Yeah, you froze for a second right before you gave me your number.
I know. Yeah, I saw that it went away. I got a 3, so
And then, okay, wait. She came back. Yeah, 30. I'll just put 35 even so I'll figure it out in post. Boop. Okay. You got a 3, you said? Oh,
Oh.
AJ just left. Oh, no.
Oh,
Ooh.
Ah, it's all falling apart.
35:20.
yeah.
35:20. Okay.
It feels like that scene in Monsters Inc. when they're like, what is it, 24:19?
Yeah, 23:19.
Yeah.
23:19.
Oh, AJ's whole computer crashed.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Well,
Nice.
Cool.
Let me get his number in the meantime. Oh boy. I was literally about to call break once I read the results of this, so maybe I'll just call it right before, but let me just get his number so I can note it down. Okay, sure. All right, I'll just, okay, so what we'll do, we're having a variety of technical difficulties. So, and we're waiting for AJ to return and sorting out all that. I'm going to stay here because when he comes back, I need to note the time that he came back. But I'm going to go, well, said I want him to get back so that he also has a break so that we're not all out of sync. And
Yeah,
I'll give
we can just
him another few
hang
minutes.
for a second.
Yeah, I'll give him another few
I don't
minutes.
mind.
But for the sake of, I'm going to keep this bit in. For the sake of our audience, we're going to go to break while we resolve these issues and also take a break ourselves. And then we'll be right back. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah. I'll mark 41:30
Oh,
as the...
hey, look at that.
There we go.
Wow. Good timing. Hello. back where we were at the top with the results of your investigation check. Now, because I got kicked out, I do need somebody to tell me the numbers again real quick. What were they?
Oh, I have them up.
Good, bad, terrible, awful.
27, 14, 15, 13, 4, 3. I meant to say them in order, but I realized I didn't. I tried.
That's fine. That's okay. Okay. All right. That's noted. Good to go. Okay. All right. Welcome back. Technical difficulties resolved. We are good to go back in. Okay. That only took forever, but that's all right. So, as we were, before we went to break, before the world fell apart, full moon, the solstice, everything terrible, we're good. We're fine. We're back. And we had convened in the library of the Cobalt Reserve, the central library, to, while waiting for Nimra's colleague to arrive, do a little bit of supplemental research to see if we couldn't find anything useful here in the reserve itself. So, in so doing, did a group investigation check. And what you found over the course of these couple hours, looking around, is kinda so-so, right? There's one major thing you notice. First, the non-major is mostly kind of information you've already found, right? The nature of Ruidus being largely not understood. There are notes on several different groups of academics attempting to study it for many years to try to ascertain its nature and its purpose. Notes that there is a sort of there seems to be, or I guess there's two kind of big things, but it's mostly stuff you know. But one, you notice I can't think of the word right now. A piece of information does not align. I forget the word. A discrepancy, an inconsistency from what you found in your brief research at the Temple of the Mentor. Ruidus has been around since the founding, not since the calamity, as what you had read in the Temple of the Mentor led you to believe. Ruidus was created during the founding, or came into being way back when the gods and when the schism in the pantheon happened. We got the prime and betrayer gods, and the elemental primordial titans fought for the fate of Exandria. That is when Ruidus came into being. And two, there seems to be a sort of divide in research on the moon. It seems that there are, ideas as to why. You don't find much in these texts because these are like academic papers and stuff. There's not a lot of room for like gossipy opinion. But it seems that there is a stark divide in interest, in method, in information between the halls of academia and halls of worship with regards to study of Ruidus. It seems that the temples, it seems that Vasselheim, the sort of seat of religious kind of power in Exandria, is... That should be good. All right. Sorry. Lots of technical difficulties today, folks. Something is wrong with the world. What the hell was I saying?
There was a there's a divide between the religious folks and the academics.
Okay, yes. There's a divide in study of Ruidus between the religious and the academic, and there's a discrepancy in the age of Ruidus from what you learned in the Temple of the Mentor, but that is the gist of what you learned, besides repeats of information you already knew. That said, finally, for fuck's sakes, we're back. time ticks over, and as you come to the final bits of this information, you start to see how do I say it? People coming in. Lots of the more monks and more of the scholarly types coming into the halls as of about just before 8 a.m. People start flooding in, essentially, and the staff of the reserve, as well as visitors, start to come in and get to work and get to their business. Now, that in mind, having been on the lookout and waiting, it is not difficult for you to spot Yelika as she arrives and just kind of immediately sort of starts to make a beeline for where you know her office to be. But Nimra, you do notice her when she arrives, and you know where to go to find her. So, back as we were, proceed.
Oh, because nobody else knows what she looks like. So,
No.
Nimra will see her walk in, and whoever is closest, which is probably going to be Seal at this point. You see that shorter woman with the sort of, how would you describe the shade of brown? Sandy blonde hair. And Nimra's
Sure.
going to point. That's
Yeah,
Yelika.
Mom, I see her.
We should probably begin heading to her office expeditiously.
Do we want to give her like a second to settle in, or do we want to just immediately barge in?
Nimra looks like you've just said something in another language. But she's in.
It's true. This is like end of the world shit, guys. We don't have time for this. It should be as rude as possible. Are you gonna start following, or are you going to give her a second?
No,
Nimra's
if she's
gonna-
pointed out, Rick's gonna.
All right, off
Right,
we
we know
go.
where we're going.
Yeah.
All right, so you'll tag along, follow behind, and you'll see, like, you'll keep pace with her, though you do see her enter her office, just before, kind of just as you catch up to her. So you will need to give her a couple knocks to present yourself, but she's in her office waiting for you. And when you do give it a knock, the door will kind of open itself up. And Mac, if you wouldn't mind describing what Yelika looks like.
Yeah. What you guys are going to see is a kind of a little bit older than middle-aged woman. She's got kind of tanned skin, face full of many smile line wrinkles around her eyes. She overall looks like very happy and very bright. She's got brown eyes, similar shade of like sandy blonde, like almost brown hair that she has like kind of pinned back. She wears jewelry and she's a little bit on the more well-fed side. She looks like a woman who's lived a very comfortable life, and she just looks like she's very sweet and happy. And in the standard Cobalt Souls uniform.
As the door opens, she's you can see she's sort of just setting up, kind of getting ready, setting her things down, and her office is quite stark compared to Nimra's. It's a lot more organized. There's not things everywhere. It is quite simple. There is a desk with a chair on either side. The one on the user's side seems notably more comfortable. There is a bookshelf with a kind of loose smattering of scrolls, books, and little knickknacks and the like. And a small trunk just off to the side behind the desk. And she kind of sets her bag down and is over by the trunk pulling something out of it when the door is kind of pulled open. And you just hear, hello, good morning, who is it? What can I help you with? As she's sort of like pulling a couple things out and turns around, and before anyone actually answers, just, oh, hello. Nimra, didn't think you'd be back so fast. Sabbatical was supposed to be for like a year, right? Did you forget something? And puts her stuff on her desk and just kind of waits for a response.
Hello, Yelika. Yes, I did forget quite a few things that I had to grab from my office, but I also had some questions for you.
For me? Oh, sure. By all means.
I wanted to know the process in which... Oh man, what was the name of the... Oh, I don't have it in my notes. What was the name of
The school was the Starpoint Conservatory.
Thank you. We wanted to know how you obtained petition from the houses to get to the Starpoint Conservatory. I have some things I need to look at, and I'd heard from the receptionist that you had been there recently. Thought it
Were you in
fortuitous.
Oh, right. You teleport all over the place usually. Yeah, I was. Funny thing, I was in Drusar a while ago. It's been a little bit since I've been. What? Well, I'll ask that later. But I'm actually working with someone, on this bit of a project of theirs. I spent a little bit of time there working with them. They have this sort of theory that they're working to concoct, and had been. They told me that she had been going around to different places of ours, and she figured the reserve was a good place to start with the size of our we're the largest repository of cobalt soul knowledge here in Taldore, so she figured she'd start here. And I sort of got caught up in her work and what she was doing, and this theory that she was crafting, this sort of thesis of hers, and I decided to help her with it. And currently she's in Drusar working, and we decided to sort of split up. She went to the other school in Drusar, the Ascension's Rise, and I was at the Starpoint. And I didn't get very much information out of it. What we're working on, what she's working on, it was all sort of... I didn't pull much, I contributed what I could. And since then, she sort of just told me to hold on while she did what she could at the Rise, because it's just more efficient than also going through the effort of getting me in there. And going from there. On my part, for the both of us, we had to submit petition to the Shandecorum in Drusar, and at least on our end, the High Curator here at the Reserve, and where is she from? The High Curator at the that temple in Marquette, Temple of the Mentor in Ancorel, he petitioned for her to get into the Ascension's Rise, and I believe she was able to get in just fine. I was at the start point without issue, and I've just been waiting really here for her to come back with what she's learned in the time since. This was maybe a couple months ago that I was last there, and she's been in and out of there since then. I check in with her from time to time, and I sort of just get the "I'll be there soon, I'm still working" sort of response. So I'm just giving her time. She's a bit of a younger and a bit of a bouncy sort, She's very energetic, so I'm sort of just giving her space to work, and if she needs me, she can call me.
That's a lot of information to take in.
And she's gonna... There might be
Just
more.
watch the episode when it comes out.
Yeah. And now, Hux or Mal, roll me a D100, please. One of you.
You want to go, or you want me to go?
I'll go.
Okay, go.
I'll do
It'll
it.
take me a second to get my dice.
Very slick. Way to deflect that, Taka. Very, very nice.
No, my dice are down here because my food was up here.
Uh-huh.
8.
8. Okay. Got it. Okay, 8. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. So, right. So she kind of like looks at the rest of the group you brought in, and just kind of like gives everybody one silver real quick, and then turns back to you, Nimra, and just but yes, I sorry, long bit of a mouthful, but you working here, you can probably ask the High Curator to petition them, though I don't know if they'd be as responsive to receiving two from the same group so close together. Where are you trying to get into Starpoint?
We have already obtained any information that was necessary from the Starpoint Conservatory.
So the Ascension's Rise then is where you're headed.
That is correct.
Well, yeah, in that case, well, I mean, I don't know what you're looking for, but you can go to the High Curator and ask for him to petition for you. You could also speak with the girl and ask her to fetch what information you might need if it's not too much. Her name is Question. She works. She's in there at the.
Oh!
What? Are you familiar with this person?
Puts his head in his hands.
Yeah, we're familiar. We've met her.
Oh, okay.
We've worked with Question before.
Okay, that's good. She should be in Drussar still. Last I checked, she's staying with a friend in the Airy Spire near where the university itself is. I can reach out to her, let her know you're looking for her. Maybe she can help you. I don't know. I know you took your time off. I know you're working on something, but if time is of the essence, it might be faster to have her try to get stuff for you, because like I said, the High Curator might be able to get you in, but with having just done so for me, they might still request a service of you be performed on behalf of the quorum to let you in. What? Sorry, I'm curious. I didn't ask when you went and left, but what are you doing? What are you after there?
Rick leaves the room.
Oh man. Above table, Nimra's got a lot of trust in this person, specifically after working with her for so long. But they're going to take a look at the rest of the party. Seeing what the rest of the party is feeling if they spill their guts.
Well, we already know Rick walked out.
Rick walked out.
The rest of you, what's your reaction? What's your response?
I guess the question is, how good is Nimra at reading responses?
Bad. Actually, no, they've got an okay insight.
Okay.
Passive insight's 16, and regular
yeah,
insight's +6, so, I mean...
Huxley does not know this person, therefore does not have, he's made a big point about not talking about his personal life at work, so to say. So, I mean, I don't think he would look one way or another because he's more excited about the prospect of going somewhere. And I don't think he would have a readable expression at the moment.
Yeah, I think Celiana is slightly... Celiana trusts you, and knows that whatever you do will probably be best, but she is wary about telling someone who is a stranger to her information like this.
And then, what's Mal thinking?
I think Mal generally defers to Huxley for this kind of thing. And if Huxley is not making a move to explain things, they won't say anything. Just a little.
Okay. Nimra is going to take into account the various degrees of faces that they saw, and Rick outright leaving, and did not look over to Melancholy. Completely
That's fair.
glossed over.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they're gonna turn back to Yalika. My personal research has evolved to have a wider scope. Shifted more into the planes, I guess to say.
That
And
makes sense.
information that I'm looking for is unavailable. Not much here. I was informed to go to... We'd already looked at the Starpoint Conservatory and got scant information. And we were informed to potentially go to the Ascension's Rise.
Fair enough. From what I understand, the Ascension's Rise is a bit more focused on a mixture of older Exandrian history and also history related to the divine, which definitely extends into extraplanar as well. So that makes sense. But good luck. Do you want me to let Question know to expect you? You two said you know her. Should I give her your names? Let her know you're coming. I'm sure she'd be happy to help.
Sure, go ahead. Hopefully she remembers us. I would hope that she might.
Yeah. And she'll kind of pull a couple materials from a small pouch on her desk and prepare a spell. And she just... Question, dear. Some friends of yours from the temple in Ankorel, I believe. She's waiting for names still.
Huxley Rose.
A Huxley, and his companions, could use your help. They're coming to visit. Okay. She seems excited. You can... She spoke so fast. She said to find her at the, whenever well, oh shit. When will you be there? How quick can you get there?
Today? Tomorrow?
Oh, okay, all right. I should have figured.
Today.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. They said they could be there today and are ready to go. Just tell me where and when. Okay. You can find her whenever you're there. She said at this point it's afternoon in Marquette and in Ankorel, as far as I know. Not in Ankorel, in Drusar, as far as I know. So time difference. When you get there, it will be... When can you leave?
Do we have other business here?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay. Well, depending on the speed, just trying to calculate on time difference. She said to meet her at there is the sort of the gondola crossings in Drusar. I assume you've been. You said you were there before. To meet her at the main crossing between the Airy Spire and the Core Spire, which you all know is the one you took when you first got there. Meet her at the disembark point on the Airy Spire there in time zone. It should be within the next hour and a half, if you can. And she'll be waiting for you there.
What?
What happened?
You're all
Question?
frozen.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. So it's 1 hour, 51 minutes, 58 seconds when when AJ mentioned that. Okay, Jesus.
Can you still hear us?
No, he's not frozen.
Yeah, he's not frozen. He's fine. You seem fine, and everybody's fine on our
Yeah.
end.
Okay, good. All of a sudden, all the audio went out and everybody froze. So as long as we're good, I won't be able to read facial expressions, but it's fine. Just emphasize tone of voice. We'll work our way through this.
Got it.
All right.
No, we need to get this session over with. This is a mess.
Yeah, we need to reach a stopping point.
Okay.
And just call it quits.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not calling it quits, but it's okay. It's fine. All right.
I think we're okay to have
like-
one shorter video. That would be fine.
Yeah.
It's at this point it's so compromised that I'm like ending it earlier won't do anything. So I'm just gonna keep trying. Okay. So right. That said, she said you can meet her at the disembark point from the core to the Airy Spire in about an hour and a half. And she passing that along, she just kind of is there anything else I can help with? Anything you need into?
Thank you, Yulika. Your help has been invaluable.
Of course, always happy to. I hope whatever you're looking into turns out fruitful for you.
Thank you. We will be taking our leave. I hope that Griffin and Lisette are both doing okay.
Oh, they're darling as always. You know, mornings are a bit of a pain in the ass like usual, but they're good. They're great. I hope that at some point when you have the time, you come by. I know you're averse to children. They're loud and rambunctious, but regardless, they like seeing you, so you should come by sometime when you have the time. Whatever. I don't, this is important, so I'm not rushing you, but we'll be there. So always happy to have you by.
They just like seeing that I'm blue.
Yes, this is true. Yes. Griffin especially likes everything that is blue. But yes, I can't deny that. That is probably the main reason. But you are very blue, and it's a lot for them. So, between our colors, the robes, and everything else, it's just right. That's probably it.
Oh, I really want Huxley also in that room for that.
Blew it up.
Water, blue fire.
Oh god, so many colors and elemental options.
Yes, she will wave the door open for you all as you prepare to make your leave. Give you all a quick bow. Thank you for stopping by. Happy to help, etc. And allow you to make your way out of her office and proceed. Now, what's your next move? What are you doing?
Oh, great
did it
question.
go?
We
Are
were
we
given
just gonna
a name to follow up with.
head to Drusar?
Probably. Above table, probably.
Yes.
But my main question is how do you do that? Because are you going to summon your devil in the middle of the place when it's busy as hell?
Huxley will let Nimmer know
Yeah.
that
By
the
the way,
Cobalt Soul apparently has fiend scanners, so they are aware of SCOOT. And
Is that me?
yes, killer, that's you.
All right.
and they will definitely be aware of the other one.
We can walk back to my place of residence. Slightly off campus. It'll be
Okay.
20 minutes walk. Otherwise,
Are
we can
we-
summon him in my office.
I may be away from
Perhaps
campus.
not.
It's no matter. They would. With the research that I was doing here, I'd be surprised if they didn't expect me to summon a fiend in my office.
But they were moderately concerned about the imp commander.
That's right.
They would probably be more concerned about someone slightly higher in power than the
Slightly.
imp commander.
Who are you working with?
It's fine. It wouldn't be abnormal if they found the source to be my office. I had to summon
let's do it.
I had to summon fiends many times before I figured out my spell. Hundreds of times. Several research papers worth. Did you know that you can summon fiends without blood? Or, well, fresh blood?
Really?
How do you
No,
get around that?
Why don't we walk and talk?
And yeah, instead of leading you to their apartment, Nimra is going to lead you back to their office because they don't care.
Okay.
Huxley is incredibly stressed.
They are that coworker. And everybody knows.
Yeah, without issue, you can find your way back to your office, shut the door, and I presume call to Haster.
I cannot wait to see Haster go, damn bitch, you live like this.
Well, don't spoil it.
Nimra has no sense of self-consciousness at all.
Good.
And I presume you reach out to him through the book, request the transport back to Drusar. And now what'll happen as you all kind of huddle into the space, there's already not much room. You will, so actually, well, okay, yeah. So you will see back, like written in the book, in his handwriting. Where exactly are you?
I believe it'll be Nimra that responds. The Western Archives in my office.
Right, so the Cobalt Reserve Force. Okay, yeah. You can detail out exactly what it's called, and he goes, got it. Period. And whoosh, giant ring of flame, lighting half the papers in this room on fire immediately. And he just kind of, like, in his full form, kind of steps through, and it closes behind him, and he just, apologies, you might want to. And he just kind of extinguishes all the flames around him. Sorry if those were important. So, gang, nice to see everyone again. We're going back, yes? You're all real bouncy, and I see you can get around a bit without me. I didn't bring you here. All
What
right,
did you
not
tell
my
us?
place to question.
Nothing.
I'm also quite adept at teleportation. Provided I can get to a circle that I know.
Full of surprises, you are. All right, let's do it then. And he kind of looks around. And just, do you mind if I burn more of these papers? I can't really do much without lighting things on fire.
If you'd like to stand in the center of the room on top of that pile of ash.
And he kind of like stops and he kind of like kneels down to it and like takes a bit of it and just like, you're telling me I'm not your first? That's a shame. And he will just like brush off the ash and just, this works. And he will sort of like kind of with his hands push away any more stacks of papers and burnt papers around him, and will just again summon a ring of flame that opens up to the same place he brought you before, which should be, from your memory, just down the street from the gondola up to the Airy Spire. And just after you, my friends. Don't all go at once.
Oh, thank you. I want out.
There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you step through, he follows and just And he goes, he kind of like looks at a lot of you, bows a little bit. All right, to as you.
We're
Show yourself.
Okay, listen.
Going to ask.
Listen. I'm hey, what's up, boss? Big man, how's it going? You're level 7, right? I know you. Big shot.
And he's just kind of like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Isn't he
Who-
adorable? I've acquired a pet.
Oh, you're theirs. Okay, I suppose that shouldn't be too surprising. Who are you stationed with? And he's
Stationed. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, man. Stationed. I'm not stationed. I'm just an imp. I'm just a little imp, you know? I'm just a little imp, man. I don't do nothing. I don't do none of that.
and he like you see Haster grabs him by the head and like pulls him forward and just do not fuck with me. Who are you stationed with? And he just
Okay, all right. This guy real serious, real fast. Okay, listen.
Rick might give just a slight smile. Haster might have just endeared himself to Rick just a smidge.
Listen. Be cool, big man. It's all good.
then stop wasting my time. Stop fucking around. Who are you with?
I know you got a little bit of beef, you two. I know there's a little bit of gossip going on.
Right. Okay. Thought so. And just kind of flings him to the floor and just.
Oh shit! Oh, why are you people so rough? Fuck.
Go invisible again, and he sort of brushes his hands off, and turns and summons another portal for himself, and will look to the rest of you. Keeping interesting bedfellows. I advise caution. You're getting a bit too close to enemy lines. Whoop.
That's your
Steps through.
fucking fault.
What?
He's gone.
Rude.
He's going to get us killed as long as we're all clear on that.
To be fair, I'm not enemy lines anymore. I work for you guys. I'm not the bad guys anymore. Okay.
You might be invisible, but I'm fairly certain I can still run you through with my speed.
Okay. Understood.
Now, as I understand it, we are looking for a question, no? Not a question, the question.
Yes,
Well, not
our
the question, an individual. You know what? My brain hurts. Let's just find her.
friend question.
Friend is a big word. Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay. Without much issue, you know your way in that direction. You can head there. Pay the 2 silver piece per person. Yeah, that must be the problem. Look, okay, folks. If my video looks weird and blurry and choppy, it's because I had to use an internet backup because this shit went all borked. But it's okay. This episode is cursed. It's fine. Everybody else should be fine because it's saving local backups to you. One blurry person is not the end of the world, even though I am gorgeous. It's okay. And we'll resolve it. It'll be fine. My video just might be a little blurry after a certain point, if it's even working. It's okay. We can still finish the episode. It's still saving it. As long as I remember to save the backup, it's okay. Hold on.
Yeah, this properly cursed. Ooh, look at the light.
Yeah, we're right in here now.
Ooh.
Somebody's looking out for you.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay. So, anyways, right. Pay the 2 silver piece per person, ride on the gondola, get on the whole crank and the and the lurching and the discomfort and the height out the windows. There's enough of you that you fill an entire gondola almost yourselves, so just you on the ride. All told, you will arrive at the expected meeting point there in the Airy Spire, and some maybe 20-30 minutes after you get there, you do see the familiar visage of Question as she is making her way over to you in her normal cobalt soul robes with a big pack on her back, and she's kind of walking. And as soon as she gets inside of you, she just and starts running over, very excitedly. Oh my God! Hello, hi! It's all of you again. Hello! Whoa, my goodness!
Question.
What a coincidence! That is great. What fun! Hello, there are new people here. Hello. Hi, my name is Question, because I ask a lot of questions, you know. So, hi. Good to meet you all. I know Huxley and Mal from the temple in Ankorel. I don't know how you all met, but I'm sure it's very interesting. This is kind of fucking crazy that we're all... This is weird. We need to talk about this, but first... Privacy. Come with me. Come. And she will start walking away, leading you back the way she came.
I didn't miss that.
And as you start... She's great. As you start going, she will lead you through the airy spire towards the direction of the Ascension's rise, but just a bit before kind of diverge into a small sort of residential quarter there, and lead you to an apartment on the second story of a building on the outer side of the spire itself, and sort of just give 3 quick knocks, and sort of, or right before she does, she just kind of leans in. This is my friend's house, and she kind of just pink. Hello, Gatspa, it's me. I brought some friends. Is that okay? And you just hear, you hear from inside. That's okay. Go ahead, bring him in. And okay, all right, great. And she opens it up, and there's a small little hallway that opens up into a living room, and you see there's a couple rooms that go back in different directions. And seated in like a big kind of cushioned rocking chair with a book in hand is a huge, like 7-foot tall turtle, a big turtle person, big old like horizon back sort of turtle shell, similar to the big ones you see far away. It's got a big kind of like almost like spike textured sort of back, and they've got like this real kind of pale green skin, but the shell is clearly painted. It's got like these elaborate yellows and blues and kind of accents to it that follow the sort of natural lines that the shell forms. And they're dressed in pretty just kind of normal clothes, like just kind of commoners' clothes that sort of fits the look of a lot of the people you've seen just around Drusar in general. And you see they've got like a sort of kind of like a snapping turtle's face. It's got the big like the pincered kind of tips to the face and everything, and you see wrinkles, you see age on this person, and as you come in, oh, hello, new people, how exciting. Question, you have a lot of friends, you know. I know, it's great, and they're like, some of them I know from before. It's very exciting. Hello, this is my friend Gatspa. He used to work at the temple before. He retired though. He retired a little while ago. What is it, like 3 years now? Just about. Yeah, it's about 3 years ago. I felt I was too old and had contributed what I could to the temple's sort of collected knowledge and whatnot, and I figured it was time for me to sort of lay back, take it easy. So here I am, taking it easy. Yes. All right. Anyway, Gatspa, we're going to be talking about crazy stuff. So, you know, if it's, you know, and so, but it's secret, you know, like we agreed. And he goes, oh, of course. And just into the shell. I can't hear a thing from in here, so feel free. He agreed not to listen to me because I talk to myself while I do my writing, and I wanted to surprise him with my big theory at the end, so he agreed not to listen. What? And wait. And she kind of climbs up and like into the shell, like opening. We started talking about it. Don't worry. You know, sort of into it. Okay. And she climbs down. Okay. Anyway. All right. So let's catch up. First of all, what the hell are you doing here? Trying to do stuff. What's going on? What has brought us back together? I will immediately tell you, I know it is not a coincidence. You two and you, their friend, and you two new people, this is obviously big deal. I'm sure I don't know how much you care to remember from what I'm working on, but this is actually really great because this is even more evidence of my theories being true. So first, let us see if that is the case. What the fuck are you doing here?
Question. It is lovely to see you again.
You too, Rick.
Your choice of words is more on the nose than you know.
Yes, I am well aware it is probably the case, which is what I'm trying to see.
And, no disrespect, but we left a party member outside, and I should go check on Melancholy. So, I will leave you all to talk about Cobalt Soul things.
Okay.
If you need me, holler.
Is that the... Oh, right, I saw her walking with you guys. I can still hear... There seemed like there wasn't a lot of room, so... I waited, whatever. Okay, well, that's okay. If you need filling in, I'm sure they'll tell you.
Yeah, we will be fine. They are the smart ones anyways. I am just stupid meathead. You do not...
You are big muscle. You smash bad guys.
Right.
This is nothing to be ashamed of.
And question, if there is big bad guy in here that needs smashing, I will be here in heartbeats.
And she just like grabs onto Gatsba's like, no, he is big, but he is good guy. And you hear
Are you sure?
You hear from in there, is this part of a demonstration? Am I being held or something for a reason? And she just, no, it's a hug. I love you. It's okay. Okay.
Question. If you are in trouble or being held here against your will, you need to let me know.
No, it's okay.
We can take care of it. That is exactly what somebody who's being held captive would say.
No, it's okay. No, it's all right. Go be with your friend. Go outside. Get out of here before you make a mess of things.
Rick, would you mind, perchance, before you leave, would you mind looking after Scoot for me?
I don't need looking after. I'm a big boy.
Scoot, would you mind?
I don't know. I'm not fucking going with him.
Scoot, you
Come
will
here.
accompany
He's
Rick.
gonna fucking
Come
throw
here.
me around. He's gonna punch
Come
me
here,
and shit. He just bullies me.
What is that? Where is that coming from?
What's up, girly? Right here.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right.
You will accompany Rick. Or I bring my other friend back here.
All right. Fucking choose your battle. This fucking shit sucks. I hate this shit. Whatever.
He goes invisible, but you hear his wings flap as he makes his way, and the door opens and he lets himself out.
Thank you for taking care of my Scoot, Rick. It is safe in your hands.
Any time you need me to handle your scoot, you just by all means.
I'm not their Scoot. I'm just Scoot. Fuck. I'm not property, man. This was a mutual thing. This fucking shit sucks. I hate this
Scoot.
I'm gonna fucking kill you. I swear to God. When this is over, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Oh, I hate this shit.
This is
hate it.
beautiful.
Well, you seem to have that well in hand, Nimra.
It's almost, what do you call it for small children and puppies and kittens? Adorable, cute.
That's certainly a word for it that you have used.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself. This sucks.
Rick's gonna reach into a pocket. Scoot, would you like a smoke? It might make you feel like you're at home.
It's just, you see the cigarette just out of his hand and then disappear along with him, and he kind of floats out to the door, and you will see the what he holds is invisible, but you will see the embers and the smoke just outside on the balcony.
One more.
And you just hear, yo, another smoke break? Fuck yeah, dude.
I like that the smoking party is getting progressively larger.
Yeah, you better believe it.
That means we are gonna probably have to take our time. Next time we have to go restock, resupply.
Make sure, yeah, refill on.
Yeah. Refill.
Cigarette.
Refill. for
God
sure.
damn it. Rick, do you smoking is bad. Don't do it. Rick, do you
Yeah,
go
just,
outside?
no. These are fantasy characters.
Yeah.
I'm also
and just,
fucking
like-
remembering Sam Riegel had an entire fucking bit about his robot in C3 smoking cigarettes because he discovered
did.
cigarettes. Oh, there's so many parallels. Anyway, yes. Do you go
Yes,
outside?
we go
Yes,
outside.
okay.
Yes.
All right. Rick steps out, door shuts, moves you all in. Okay. Tell me what is going on.
Well, first things first. You're still following your theory, right? This
Yes.
mythic resonance?
Yes. Which is what I'm saying. If you're all in a big party now doing something, it must. Sorry. Continue.
Do you want to fill us in on what that is?
Oh, I will. Let me just. I'll recap. Just sorry, Huxley. Go ahead.
We're following some leads regarding Ruidus and Ruidus Born that may be loosely connected to what we were in fact dealing with before. It's sort of a very, very, very long story. But the short of it is we believe that there's information at the Ascension's Rise that could be useful to us, but we do not have permission to go there.
Oh, right. It's a huge pain in the ass, I know. Okay. All right. That's great. Okay, so you two, right. So I met these two way back in Wildmount, actually. I was in Pazosan for some research. I had lost my colleagues. I was too scared, honestly. They went into this big the Betrayer's Rise. I don't know if you're familiar, but it is this big dungeon in Pazosan where the Betrayer gods during the Calamity did awful things. It was like a torture dungeon, really. And we had been there for other purposes, but I was pursuing this theory called mythic resonance. This idea I have that great deeds, great deeds of heroism and great events that change history and shape history leave a sort of physical, lingering, magical resonance in the land where they occurred. I was in Pazosan researching that, following dreams I had that brought this to me, and I ran into this group, and wouldn't you know it, I had dreamed of that jewel. I don't know how much you know. They had found the jewel. Is it okay if I tell them this? And they're traveling with you, yes?
I think it's common knowledge at this point.
Right. So, okay, they had found this jewel that connected them to this demigod from the Calamity, the Apotheon, and I had dreams of the jewel before I met them, and dreams of its significance and of the Apotheon and of his past, and I didn't know it at the time what it was, so I was there looking into it, following leads that had led me there, and I ran into them, and wouldn't you know it, they had the jewel, and it was real, and by the end of it, they had freed Elixion, and all this business had happened, and well, it was real. What I have been working on for so long was real, and I was so excited, and I had sort of proof that these things linger and echo through time like this, and then bring about new heroes and new great deeds with them, which is them, these people, and it was huge, and you know, I mean, tell them, all that what we figured out.
I mean, yeah, we did lots of stuff. Lots of stuff happened. We've kind of discussed the gist of our travels and whatnot. Maybe there's still some lingering effects of what has happened. I'm not quite sure how interconnected everything is. Our journey now is a little bit more selfish.
And she kind of like, while you were saying that, she starts like she pulls out of her bag a couple of papers, a couple of notes, and sort of spreads them out. And now, that sort of brings us to now, right? This must mean something. This must be. Let me show you what I've been working on now. And she spreads out notes, and she just. So, I'm following this up, and I've been trying to. I sort of decided that I would start with places of great, well, for lack of a better word, calamity. So I started looking into the great cities of the Age of Arcanum, where they are and what we know about them, and we, Aeor is well known. Aeor was the greatest of them and sort of the last stand for mortals back then. Aeor's crash site is in Wildmount, in Eiselcross to the north. I have that, but I was also looking, and I learned there was another one more recently discovered in Wildmount called Schattengrad, and there's also, no one's ever found it, only remnants of it, but Avalier, the city that crashed and created the Shattered Teeth, and created all those islands and left it in the state it was. No one's ever found it. All these, I believe all these places are further sources of this, and places for me to go and find more traces of this. But recently, I started having dreams again, and I saw things that I don't really know what they are, but some of them sort of made sense. Some of them I saw. There was, for example, in the Ascension's Rise, they have some relics from the Age of Arcanum and stuff. There's one that they believe to be from Avalier that was recovered in the Shattered Teeth. These little like fabric puppet thing that's like a little. It's like a little. They think it was some kind of magical servant or something. I know the one they have in the Ascension's Rise was reconstructed from parts of several, but they found them, and that's what leads them to believe that Avalier is probably still somewhere in the Shattered Teeth able to be found. And I saw these little puppets. They were little automatons, little robots that look like little sock puppets, like little cloth fabric puppets that walk around and do things and carry drinks. They're very cute. And I saw visages of the cities, visages and images of when it all happened. I saw Avalier, I think, and I saw Aeor, I think, and I saw these places, but then most recently I'm looking into this one, and I've started seeing things. I recognize these are objects. That's very similar to the dreams I had about the jewel. I saw there's a book, a large, like, sort of ornate kind of tome. It looks like a wizard's spell book. And I saw these, it was interesting. I saw that one I saw in my dreams of these cities. But then I started seeing things unrelated to the Age of Arcanum at all. I saw pieces of a crystal, and what was the dream like? I have it, and she starts digging through her notes, and she shows you a couple drawings, how she drew out her dreams of the jewel when she first showed you. And you see there, she puts forward a couple drawings, and there is a massive, enormous red dragon, huge, towering over a city, and in its chest, a glowing crystal, and crystals kind of spread out and broken, broken into a bunch of different pieces and shattered, and like a great kind of, almost like a massive, like a sinkhole. And you see the like what she's clearly depicted as like the pieces of this jewel glinting in the bottom of the sinkhole. And you see and then she pulls out a couple others, and you see there is like almost a depiction of a kind of what you might imagine to be kind of the Atropy sort of dwarven city in the mountain sort of entrance, like a big sort of dwarven grand entryway, but almost like Gothic in its architecture. It looks dark, it looks kind of twisted in a way that wouldn't be familiar. And alongside that one, there's like kind of drawings of like almost a very rough idea, but it's kind of easy to interpret between, as she keeps talking and explaining what the drawings are, that this one is sort of like almost a network of the passageways of this, whatever this thing is, that lead down to, at the very bottom, a sort of big, I have no other way to describe it based on what you see as a drawing, but from what she's describing, a large sort of spherical rock kind of cracked in two that looks like a geode, almost like an amethyst geode, the way it's covered in gems on the inside. And the colors in this gem are all over the place. There's purple and blue and green and yellow and red and black and all these colors kind of radiating out of this thing. And she's like, these all seems important. And I see these things, and based on what's happened, I'm like, okay, these must be things that are hidden somewhere. So I'm just starting with the first one, with this book, which I saw in dreams of the cities. It must be in one of these cities. So I told myself, well, I have to go find it. It's probably important. So that's what I've been doing. But now you're here. You came and found me in the middle of me drawing dreams, just like you did last time. This must be for you. These things must be for you to find. I think that is not a coincidence, because my theory is correct. I already know it is. We've already proven it is, in theory, once. I'm ready to prove it again. So, there's that. I know it's a lot. I'm sorry. She kind of pulls together some paperwork. You look like you read and gives them to Nimra, and just, this is what I have on it. I can rewrite it, and just gives you a stack of papers that basically retells everything she just told you. I know it's a lot, but I think I'm just that step closer to all this, to figuring this out. I don't know if that helps.
We're on a very specific track at the moment. Do you think these are... I have doubts that these items are where we're going.
Well, I have no idea. This could be a fluke. This could have nothing to do with you. It seems too similar to what happened when I met Huxley and Mal and Rick before. And it was worth mentioning. What? You said you're on a specific track. What maybe I can help. Maybe we can either piece it together or disprove this and put this aside. What are you looking for? What track are you on?
Would Nimra recognize anything
from this?
Mm-hmm.
Make a history check.
Okay, I was asking.
What are you
I
fishing
also
for?
make one as well? I'd like to know if anything resonates with any of us.
Go ahead.
That's a 22.
Dear God, that's a no. I'm having a rough day, y'all.
Good God, maybe you got to pray to a different one.
Yeah, I got to just let me, Zelda. You can pick one.
So on a 22, from this collection of things, it's pretty rough. These are drawings of dreams and someone's explanations of their dreams, but you have a particular one is feels like kind of obvious to you. The dragon and the crystal. Not that long ago, in Amman, this was something we briefly discussed, but this was so I might misremember if we mentioned or not, but some 30 years ago, let's just clarify this now. Actually, you tell me, Mac. Some 30 years ago, there was a period of time. At that point, Nimra was still at Western, right? Nimra had already been in Western. So
yeah,
there was essentially a stretch of time where a group of dragons, known as the Chroma Conclave, an organization of chromatic dragons, had come together to essentially try to take over the world, sort of deal, right? They were led by a red dragon, that was gratuitously oversized, named Thordak, the Cinder King, who ruled from Amman, had leveled it, and kind of turned it to ash. You would probably know of him regardless, but how intimately you're aware of these details would depend on if you were in Amman or returned to Amman when stuff was going down, whether it was like to check on family or whatever. If you were present in Amman when that stuff was happening, or if you had stayed in Westrom was also directly attacked by one of the dragons of this conclave. But essentially my question is, would Nimra have gone back to Amman in concern for their sister, for their parents, for anyone when this was all happening?
Looking back in my notes, we did talk about this when Nimra went back to go speak with Kariash.
Right.
And Kariash specifically admonished them for not coming back to visit during that.
Got it. Okay, right, that's right. Noted. So, on a 22, still, it's a pretty solid roll. So regardless, what you do get, this is Thordak. The dragon in this drawing is Thordak. The details are a bit loose, but from what you understand, this crystal in the dragon's chest was something that had been created to bind it to a different plane. Thordak had come to the material plane before, had tried to wreak havoc before, and was essentially banished to the elemental plane of fire in the past. And it was a soul anchor created to hold him in that other plane. When he was defeated by the legendary Vox Machina, the crystal was shattered. The soul anchor was shattered and destroyed. As for the other bits of it, that you just know from when you all were in Amman, you can recognize the sinkhole and sort of the remnants of Thordak's destruction have scarred the landscape in and around Amman. Those elementals that you fought when you first arrived in Amman were produced by the remnants of Thordak's corruption, essentially. It has essentially been paved over and buried beneath the city, but there was so much damage that deep beneath Iman, there are still caverns and caves and passageways filled with this sort of lingering elemental draconic magic from when Thordak was present. And those elementals are birthed of that magic as well. So you can kind of tie the sinkhole and the crystal to all that. The others, though, are lost to you.
Yeah, I actually have that written in my notes afterwards from, I think I have it session 6 is what I have it listed as.
Mm-hmm.
Right after, you explained this to us right after we did the elementals.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think I'd have it written down otherwise.
Right. Yeah. It's you all can kind of, you all might not know who Thordak is and the specifics of the crystal, but the rest you can piece together. And with Nimra knowing that, you all can kind of come to this sort of conclusion on your own just a bit as well. That this clearly is something to do with Thordak, with this crystal, and the remnants of what he did beneath Amman. But yeah, that's in all, that's the gist. The other two items, these other two locations that seem to be kind of depicted, you've got nothing on those. But circling back, I'll also ask, what is y'all's response when she asks what track you're on?
I am looking for my wife. I have been looking for my wife for a very long time. And she is not in a place that many people would like to travel to. That is kind of the track that we're on. It is a very dangerous and kind of troubling track as well. And as eager as you are to involve yourself, I do not want to endanger you any more than is necessary. Frankly, I don't want to endanger you at all, because you are a lively young academic, and I look forward to seeing what your research does for the world.
I understand. I mean, I think where my research is going, I'm going to be going to dangerous places no matter what. My current plan, I have two things to attempt, I think, right? I am either going to go to Wildmount to petition the Empire to allow me to take a group into Shattengrad to start researching there and seeing what I can find about this book from my dreams, or I'm going to petition the High Curator in the Temple of the Mentor to allow me to take a group and an expedition to the Shattered Teeth, and to try to find Avalier. If I can't prove that'll be a good secondary win, I think. If I don't find proof of my theory there, I'll have found one of the great cities of the Age of Arcanum. So win-win. These places are dangerous. I'm prepared to do dangerous things regardless. I know what you're doing is important to you, but you're my friends, and if it wasn't for you, intentional or not, I'd be nowhere. My research would have gone nowhere. I owe a lot to you guys, and while I'm here, while we've run into each other in a way that I will remind you is not a coincidence. It cannot be. I want to help. I'm not going to go charging with you into some dangerous pit of evil or whatever. I didn't do that in Bazzoxan. I'm not going to do that here. But if I can help point you to the right big pit of evil to get the answers you want, I will do that. And it's worth looking into, I think. Maybe these things have nothing to do with you. Maybe they have everything to do with you. Maybe we can learn what it is or learn what you do need to know. I want to help. For what you did for me, if nothing else, but also to see if this stuff, the track I'm on now, doesn't overlap with you. Which, again, I feel like it probably does. This is too much. The same thing is happening again. It is not nothing,
Then, do you think it would be possible for you to get some of the information that we're looking for, or at least see if it is in the Ascension's rise?
Yes, I can. I know I can tell this is sensitive. I won't ask for more than I need, but if you tell me what to look for, if you need specific answers to something, or if there's something you need general information on, I can look for it for you. I'm heading back there in an hour. I'm getting my things and I'm going back in. I can see whatever it is you need me to see. I can look for it. You just need to tell me what it is.
We are looking for any information on Ruidusborn,
Okay.
Ruidus itself. Was there
Let's write
anything
this down.
else? Right. And then I think here is a list of books that we have already read on the subject.
Just kind of skims over it, just starts writing it down. Okay. All right, Rojas, that should be simple enough. Okay. I'll look into this, and I'll be there for a couple hours. If you want, you can stay here with Gatsba. He's nice. Or wherever you like in the city. I will be back here. It is what? As she checks the time. I'll be back here. I'll be back home in 5-6 hours. You can come by, and I'll give you everything I found, and we can and go from there and see what we figure out.
Thank you so much. It's very appreciated.
Of course. This is going to. I'm telling you, this is not for nothing, and I do really hope you can get her back and do what you need to do. But I also think this is going to build to something big. It is not a coincidence. You saved the demigod before, and you're still on this stuff, and all this stuff is coming together. And I think, for better or for worse, this is going to be something more than that. But I suppose we'll see. Okay. And she kind of gathers up her things and kind of does like a very specific patterned knock on Gatspa's shell and just pops right back out. Hello. Hi. Sorry. Oh, bit dour faces. Theo is a bit serious. Well, would you here, hold on. And he kind of gets up out of his seat and Turtles over to the kitchen, and we'll come back with like a charcuterie board, and just take your pick before you go. Think of it.
love
Let me
that.
go get my cheese-loving friend real quick.
Of course, and he sets it down. You can go get Rick. And you all can take your picks of cheeses and dried meats to enjoy.
Man, it's definitely like another 45 minutes or an hour just conversations about
Oh yeah,
boards and what
For
cheese
sure.
pairs with
For sure.
meats.
he will be
Oh.
so happy to engage with that. All I'll ask first is, as you come in, enjoy this. Rick dives in with Gatsba about this stuff, and question gets her things and lets you know she'll be back and goes. What is your immediate thinking, your immediate plan for the next 5-6 hours? Do you have somewhere you want to go? Something else you want to do? Do you want to stay here or stay somewhere else? Just give me a sense of what you want to do in that time.
Okay. So, after an extensive and exhaustive conversation about charcuterie boards and meat and cheese pairings, and once that's all concluded, I think Rick will go to, I don't know, one of the other ones. Not sure. Which, probably Mal. What a Mal. I know that a couple of you have special books that get us in touch with our patron. May I borrow yours?
What do you need it for? As I am.
Well, I
rummage
need
through
to get in touch with our patron. He was kind enough to give me a bunch of other things, but I don't think Rick ever negotiated for a
Right,
book.
I remember we specifically touched on it, and we specifically said he did not get a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pull a little, maybe about this big, little leather-bound journal of my hip pouch, and I hand it over.
Okay.
Well, this should be interesting, if nothing else. Go nuts.
Rick quickly scribbles in the book. Need a debrief. Can we meet in your office? Signed, you.
So, when you open it, it is filled with indiscriminate notes on things, on random stuff, all sorts of things that all seem, in perusing, very mundane, almost like they have been tailor-made to disinterest you. There's no space for you to write. If you point this out, the others will just see blank pages with their previous conversations.
Great. Rick will hand it back to Mal and go, just so we're clear, he's going to kill us all. And he's going to walk away.
Okay. Do I receive a response?
Well, he didn't write in it because technically, for
Ruby
him,
just told me
there's
just
no
told me
space.
there's
Okay.
no place for me to write.
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, it's essentially
Okay.
what everyone else, anyone who's not you, will see is a book filled with writings on stuff that specifically disinterests them.
Okay, I understand. All right. I'll close it up. I'll put it away.
Okay.
Do we have anything else we want to do?
Not in Drusard.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to just hanging out in the elderly turtle's house and having, like, coffee. But if we don't want to impose, we could go to the inn and then come back 5 hours later.
Because what time is it right now?
In Drusar, it's close to like 2 p.m.
Look, can we just make this guy dinner? Can we, like, go out, get some groceries, and cook the turtle some food?
Oh, and I never actually typed his name out for you, but it's
No, yeah,
Yeah.
could you?
Please.
Yeah, might be nice to.
I spelled it right.
Have a homemade meal.
I did not.
Me too.
I got 5 of the 6 letters wrong.
almost.
I think whatever we do, I think at some point today, while we wait, Seal ducks out to go send that letter to her parents.
Yeah, you could do that while you're here. Not much issue. Just kind of navigate around a bit and find a post to toss it in, and it can be on its way. That distance, it'll probably run you like a 3 gold piece charge to get it that far.
Okay.
But yeah, you can do that no problem.
What do you say we hit the markets, pick up something for dinner?
Yeah. Gotspa, you're not allergic to anything, are you?
I can't have shellfish, which is very funny because, but yeah, that's all.
Good to know. No shellfish.
We can work with that.
Yeah, you can take a bit of time to rack up. If you want to do something real fancy, spend a gold worth of ingredients out on the town collecting stuff, 1 whole gold, and gathering up some ingredients and bringing them back and enjoying conversation about cheese and cooking and the smell of the food you put together. Who's cooking, by the way? Who's all involved in the cooking?
Huxley wants to help, but he might get banned from the kitchen.
Am I allowed in? Can I help? I can cook.
I could certainly use a sous chef.
Fuck yeah, let's do it. Housewife time. Let's rock it. So all of you cooking,
man.
I want you to all give me Actually, you tell me, what skill are you going to use to help you when you're cooking? And if you can justify it, I'll let you use it.
Well, you know, my knife skills are decent.
Gosh. Whatever I roll, I would like to roll with disadvantage, purely because my headcanons I sent to you, Ruby.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
That's right.
Could I maybe... this is going to be really... I'm not good at this, but it kind of makes sense. Could I roll nature just because he is a fire genasi? And he's like, you know what? I'm just going to use fire. We're going to char stuff. That's his element.
Sure. Yeah.
That this is how he gets kicked off the stove.
For Melancholy's part, she rolled performance because she's like mixologisting this shit, just tossing shit around and throwing it and flipping stuff in the pans as much as she can. So
I guess I'll roll survival for flaying and dressing.
yeah. Rick, what about you?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, and Seal, are you in the cooking or no?
I do not think Seal is.
Okay,
No.
that's fair. That's fair.
I don't think I'm in for very long because with I rolled a 5 and a 3, so that's a 6 total.
I rolled an 18.
Melancholy got a 27. So
You specifically need a skill?
yeah. Or it doesn't have to be a skill, it can be just a flat attribute if you think he doesn't have a skill applicable.
Well, I was hoping to lean on 53 years in the food industry, but
With advantage?
I mean, I can give him that. I can give you advantage for that, for sure. I still just need a specific skill that you're using.
okay, let's call it survival.
Okay.
Ensuring that he's not gonna poison somebody.
Yeah. Reasonable. Go for it with advantage.
Okay, that's a 19 plus 6, 25.
Okay.
You're fine.
All told, despite a couple pieces being burnt and needing to be pushed off to the side, thanks to Huxley, overall,
Burnt ends are like a delicacy.
there you go.
Yeah.
It's salvageable. All told, it is a quite enjoyable, quite extravagant meal. Definitely probably the best thing Gotspa's had in a while. Quite good. What specific ingredients you got, what you put together, I'll leave to your imagination. But all told, it smells great and it tastes great. And somebody even gets some enjoyment out of Huxley's burnt ends that you act were done on purpose. So
he's at the stove and is there for like you look at him and he's cooking and then you look back and it's just flames. Like, not even like 2 seconds.
No, that is. You know what? We'll make it work.
And yeah, you can spend the time doing that without much issue. Enjoy the dinner, and kind of be wrapping up your meals there. And in all that time, you have spent a good majority of this time that that you spent there has been eaten up. As dishes are being done and dealt with, Gaspa happy to do it for you guys since you cooked. Question will return, and sort of carrying a couple things in hand and just sort of coming in. Okay, all right. Bah. So, good news and bad news. Good news is I did find some stuff. Bad news is it's not much. Here, let me find it. And she kind of pulls out together. It seems that from what you all already have read, already have learned, I don't have much more to give, right? There is sort of... I noticed a kind of stark lack of research on the subject. Almost like there are... I found a couple things on the Ruidus. One was sort of the study of its nature, of the likelihood of whether it has any sort of actual significance to it, any sort of magic to it, that sort of thing. And it seemed almost dismissive, like it was a sort of certifiable no. There's nothing to this. It is just probably some aftermath of the founding, there might be some traces of elemental magic to it, remnants of Exandria that were shot out and formed this body, but it almost seemed disinterested in answering its own questions, which is very strange. And all the rest was a lot of what you all have already found. And I will say, now this is something I forgot to make a note of. She was like a little later than she said. It took her maybe like an extra hour to get there, which I should have mentioned. But he said, this is interesting too. I should have mentioned when I went around asking. I've been working with the staff there for some days. I noticed something happened. I asked them to take me to what they had about the Ruidus and to show me. And they did. And then while I was there, someone showed up to watch me. Someone I hadn't seen before in my other days. And it was like this huge person, like huge. They looked very tall. And they wore a mask. No eyes, no openings, just a solid mask. And they watched me while I looked through this stuff. And then when I put it back, they seemed to sort of just go, leave me alone, which was concerning, to say the least. But there's that.
Is there a window in this apartment?
In this one, yeah.
Rick's gonna head over to the window, take a look outside. Did she get followed back here?
Make a perception check.
Did those masks seem similar to the ones from the
League of Miracles people?
Yes, thank you.
If you describe them to her, she will confirm that they are not the same.
Okay.
21.
You are confident that there is no one watching the apartment, watching where she would have came in from, any figure that matches the description, or otherwise you don't see anyone lurking.
All right, so she didn't get followed back. Okay.
Faceless masks. Does that sound familiar? Have we encountered that at any point?
Not as she's described, no.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, that is unnerving.
Yes.
I am sorry you had to experience that.
No,
It
it
could not
is.
have been comfortable.
It is all right. This was sort of the tail end of my research anyway. I was spending an extra day or two with Gatsba before I left, but I more or less have what I need here. So I didn't want to go back after that. So thankfully, I don't think I need to. If there's any leftovers, I can always come back later when the air has cleared a bit. But I think it's okay. It was worth checking. But I'm sorry I didn't produce more of an answer.
No, you don't. Did it feel like they were trying to keep information from you by chance?
Well, I've never read an academic work so uninterested in answering its own questions. And whatever that masked thing was, it did not watch me when I researched anything else. It did not come out until I asked about Ruidus. I don't know if they were keeping anything from me specifically. I feel more that they were. If you frame it like that, it feels like. I mean, I don't know. From what I know, the temples and Vasselheim aren't too keen on Ruidus. They're rather dismissive of Ruidus itself. And this, I know that the Ascension's Rise is a sort of focus on divine learning and divine history. I don't know if they have any connection to Vasselheim or anything like that, but if there's a threat, if there's a conspiracy there, that would be the thread. But I don't know if there's enough there to pull on that. It was unnerving for sure, but beyond that, I'm not sure.
Well, the good news is we know we're on the right track, because obviously we hit a nerve.
I think so, maybe.
And it's not the first time today that maybe Vasselheim has come up in discussion regarding this topic.
Really? That's what I told you. It all means it's all. It's
All right,
happening.
Calm down, calm down. We
This is serious,
made you a plate and we kept it warm. Please eat.
Thank you. Yes, but that means something, isn't it obvious? You were talking about Vasselheim today. That means something. Okay, I'll eat, but hold on. Oh shit, hold on. And she kind of prepared. I have to talk to Yalika and tell her I'm going back. And you see she comes and she prepares a spell. Yalika, finally finished in Drusar. I will be making my way there soon. Okay, pulls it out again.
Uh-oh.
Everything
Yalika.
okay?
I said I am done in Drusar. Are you? I know what time it is. I'm going to be going back, okay? You all saw Yalika today, right?
Yes.
You told me you were coming.
We
Okay.
did.
Not even a few hours ago.
Okay. All right. Good. Conspiracies are happening, and now my friend isn't answering. Okay. And she will pull it out again and cast it again. Yalika, are you okay? Please answer. You are scaring me. Scary things are happening.
I
I
can-
don't have any.
can cast. I can get us back to the reserve quickly.
Okay. Okay.
That is probably best.
Can I-
Before anybody
I-
says anything,
Mhm.
Nimmer's gonna start drawing on the floor.
Okay. Can I
Question.
come
Grab
with?
what you need.
Okay.
Goodbye
All right.
to
Okay, and
Gatsby.
she'll run up.
Go on.
She'll take 3 quick bites of her food. Oh, wow, that's really good. And then run off over to Gaspa and just Gatsma, I have to go. Things are happening very quickly, and I have to go, okay? I love you. I'll be back to visit soon. And he just, okay, all right, dear. You have a good time. I hope everything turns out okay. And the guy gives him a big hug and reaches around. And she goes and starts gathering up her papers and just gathering up her things and putting them in her bag and rushing around. And kind of as once Nimra finishes and is ready to cast it, she's like, okay, sorry if this is a bit messy. It's okay. I'll clean it. It's fine. Okay, all right. Ready.
As we are getting ready to go and Nimra's casting the ritual, Huxley's going to cast Armor of Agathis on himself, just sort of preemptively, and then touch his breastplate and just kind of conforming to his body. It's very subtle, but it's just this icy version of the same breastplate, but with kind of it covers up the indents and scratch marks on it, so it looks a little shinier and fresher. And there's sort of a kind of the same symbol that's on his business cards, this kind of ornate flower pattern across the chest.
Incredible.
Matches the design that Agatha made.
Okay. That ready?
Yeah.
Nimra? Cast it?
Yep. Hurry, please. In. Go.
Go.
Arcane
Full charge.
magic activates.
Axe in hand.
Charge in through the teleportation circle. And you burst out in the teleportation atrium. Run through as the dim glow from the circle subsides and the lantern light dimly glowing in the room. You don't see anyone. You don't see anything. And you also don't hear anything. Group perception check, please.
Oh, God.
Oh.
19.
No.
I rolled a natural 20 for a 26.
Okay, that makes me feel better. Mine was cocked on a 20, so I had to re-roll it, and then I got a 11.
Okay.
I also rolled the 26.
A natural 20 for 26 or just 26?
A natural 20 for 26.
Okay.
Ooh.
I did a really in-character roll, and I got a 7
Nice.
total.
So Nimra comes in like, all right, time to go back to work. Like, totally normal. Everybody else, especially,
I don't think Nimra's thinking it's normal, at least, but they might be so panicked that they
True,
are.
that's fair. That's a more accurate description. Just kind of tunnel visioned a bit. Those natural 20s. You can hear, in the distance, crackles, sparks, flames, and an explosion, and another, and shouts and screaming. Things are not good in the distance right now.
Yeah.
And from your angling, from your walking from before, it's coming from the library.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Brick's. Yeah, like Rick doesn't
We're
even
going.
stop. I don't think he breaks stride. Right, definitely out the door with a quick little stay on my heels behind him as I'm headed for the library. Come on, man, this is me. This is what I do.
All right, everybody piling in, rushing straight for the library. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you rush through the halls, same ones from earlier in the day, as peaceful as they were prior, you immediately come upon a clearly different scene here. The halls are scarred. There are scorch marks. There are holes in the walls. There are splashes of crimson across the walls, and after not too long, you find bodies and an immediate distinctive stench of brimstone in your nose as you move. And Nimra, you hear on your shoulder, "Oh shit! Oh, I'm staying out of this." as you keep moving, you find the bodies have various injuries, from punctures, slashes, cuts, clear marks of burns, to dismemberments, escalating in severity, until you arrive through the main large entryway. Or actually, I should ask first, none of you, or I guess I know some of you aren't, are any of you trying to approach this to avoid being seen but still get sight of what's happening, or are you just charging straight in? Okay, got it. So barreling in, coming to the entrance of this large entryway here, you see, first thing you notice is the shelves, the bookshelves. All the books all have a distinctive kind of shimmer over them. Nimra, you know this. These protective wards activate when fire or other things that could damage the collection of the reserve are close to it. There are bodies everywhere. You see the bodies of the 2 monks and the 2 wizards you saw patrolling in the evening, strewn about amongst several others. You see several devils scattered about, lurking amongst the different shelves, chasing down, silencing the final screams of people as they run away, plunging pitchforks and spears into their backs as they crawl away on the ground. Larger devils coalescing on the outskirts, chasing people into the hallways away from you. And Nimra, someone we haven't really discussed, but whose significance should be noted, the High Curator of the Reserve, on the ground and in the center of the room with 1 foot on his chest, is not a devil, but something kind of unlike anything any of you have ever seen before. A machine, and what looks to be a construct, an automaton, just about 6.5, 7 feet high. And it is from top to bottom red, with kind of, it's like its joints and contraptions you see are like kind of black on the inside, but sort of its outer plating is red. It's got a large kind of like square shaped sort of a head with a ring of light in the center. No kind of visible mouth or anything, just what like looks like a big ocular piece. And give me perception checks.
Yeah, that tracks. 10.
Okay.
22.
Oh God.
You guys are synced up.
Hey,
18.
Huxley's starting to figure out this situational awareness thing.
Hey.
And what'd you get, Seal?
14.
Okay. So, Mal, Rick, and Huxley, you notice that this machine is not red. It is blue, and that is blood, dousing its entire body. As you can see, the little drips where they stop end around its ankles, and you can see the foot piece and the bottom of the leg are blue underneath, but there it is doused in so much blood that it looks like it is just painted red. And it presses its foot down, and you see it has drawn a firearm, but not anything like you've seen from the guns you found in Amman, from any that anyone in Tal'Dorei might have seen, from anyone, kind of anywhere as firearms have slowly spread throughout Exandria. They don't match any sort of contraption. You just see a sort of revolver mechanism in a large square kind of piece, kind of central piece to it, straight at the High Curator's head, who is kind of clearly mangled already, broken. And it just blows his head clean off. to pieces. And you see
Before we
it
get
stops,
there?
and it just straight at the lot of you, and that's where we're gonna end the session for tonight.
Ruby, what the fuck?
So good. I am so stoked.
Yeah. A bit of a situation we're walking into. Thank you, everybody, for watching, for being here. That's another episode wrapped up and done. Thank you.
If that is not worth a click, like,
Exactly.
subscribe, comment. If that is not worth it,
Engagement.
I don't know what we're doing here.
If you enjoy our trauma, please subscribe.
You know what?
Right.
Theories in the comments.
That's
Theories
right.
what is this? Because we didn't give this woman shit. And then all of a sudden, they slaughtered the entire place. If you know what this is, down in the comments right now. Right now.
Is this
No,
our fault?
pause it right now.
Is this our fault? Lock it in. Put in your votes. Gosh, yeah, that's it. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Everybody for watching, and we'll come back around in a week's time and see exactly what the hell this is about. Good night, everybody. Bye bye. There we go.
Bye.